Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Monday, December 2nd, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $, ORIONNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got Monday Night Football, the Cleveland Browns and the Denver Broncos. I got Monday Night Raw on the screen as well with Sammy, CM Punk, and the Usos. Let's get it. Yeet, yeet, yeet. This should be a good one. Jameis Winston versus Bo Nix. Let's get it, baby. And on the thumb on the left is the OG Defensive Player of the Year superstar, Myles Garrett. And on the right, the future Offensive Rookie of the Year, most likely in Bo Nix. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. And we're going to be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall, and obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. Let's go. I am ready. Should be a pretty good one here tonight. I know if you're not a fan of Cleveland or if you're not a fan of Denver, it may not scream off, the page that this is going to be a good game or even a watchable game. But Cleveland has defense. Denver has defense. We know that both quarterbacks can make plays. Jameis, is turnover prone, but is hilarious and definitely wills his team to certain victories where we feel that they have no chance, like in that Pittsburgh Steelers game, in the Snow Globe game. So you never know what you're really going to get with a Jameis Winston-led team, whether that's at Florida State with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers or now here with the Cleveland Browns. And then with Bo Nix, what can you say? We already knew how good he was at the University of Oregon, and he's, translating very, very well here in year number one for the Denver Broncos with a limited offensive roster to work with. So just imagine when they end up getting better tight ends, better running backs, another wide receiver or two to pair up with Cortland Sutton. Things could get really spicy very quickly. And again, 15-14 record as the Broncos head coach, and they're nowhere near, a final product, but Denver is good enough so far up to this point in the season to possibly make a wild card appearance. And again, if you had to take one team in the NFL that you're the most surprised of record-wise, I would say it's the Denver Broncos, because I don't think a lot of people thought they would be at 7-5 at this point. Maybe at the very most, maybe 4 or 5 wins, but not 7-5. Maybe 5-7 would be more realistic. But I'm happy what Sean Payton is doing as well as Bo Nix, and hopefully this ends up being a good Monday night performance. Let's go, baby. And we got kickoff here in roughly 7 minutes. Not sure if I really like the white helmet with those particular jersey tops and bottoms and whatnot. Obviously, the Orange Crush uniforms are much better, but it does give you kind of a college football feel. And if we're really being honest, college sports, I feel in 2024 are a little bit better than professional. Not only on the NBA and the college hoop side, but specifically with college football compared to the NFL this season. Not that the NFL or the NBA is bad. NFL is much more entertaining than NBA. But I just feel like week in and week out, you get entertained a little bit more on the college side than you do on the professional side. But we'll see if the NFL can bring it here on Monday night with the Cleveland Browns and the Denver Broncos. Let's go. Ready to see both defenses fly around. Nick Bonito, I'm going to keep my eyes on him. Definitely a stud in the making. And again, we'll see what Bo has to work with. He will be chased down by Myles Garrett. It wouldn't surprise me if Myles ends up getting 1 to 3 sack lunches today. But even with that being said, even if Bo gets sacked 2 or 3 times by Myles Garrett, that's not going to necessarily decide the outcome unless he ends up getting it punched out and scooped for a touchdown, which I highly doubt will happen tonight, but you never know. But I'm hoping that it'll end up being a close matchup, and hopefully both teams are in the 20s. So I'm hoping for like a 27, 23 kind of game. We'll see if we end up getting something similar to that score, and hopefully it ends up being entertaining all the way through. And then I got Monday Night Raw here, which is in the Pacific Northwest in Everett, Washington, just north of me, a couple hours from me. And they got CM Punk on the mic, and we'll definitely keep up with Monday Night Raw here as well. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. And the closer and faster that we can get to 20, we can hit that algorithm. Let's go, baby. And then as far as the rest of the week and the schedule is concerned, tomorrow's stream, we probably will take the day off tomorrow, I'm assuming. And then on Wednesday, we got Auburn, number 2 versus number 9 Duke. So I think I'm going to probably do that on Wednesday. You know, 2 top 9 teams in college hoops, just to kind of keep that, Duke flowing. And then on Thursday, obviously, we got a big one on the NFL side. Arguably one of the best Thursday night matchups in the last few years. Packers and Lions. I can't wait to see what happens there. And you got to think, these are 2 of the top 3 teams in the NFC going to go at it. The Packers have a chance to upset the Lions at home. The Packers are 9-3. The Lions are 11-1. And then obviously the second best team in the NFC, even though some people think it is the best team, the Philadelphia Eagles are right there with these 2 teams, the Packers and the Lions. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, as we got Seth freaking Rollins coming out, making his presence known. And then again, we're going to have a kickoff here in roughly 3 minutes. So, and then on Friday, we're going to end up doing UNLV and Boise State for the Mountain West Championship. UNLV is underrated. They're 10-2. Boise State with Ashton Genty should win the Heisman, 11-1, even though they don't really like giving that award to running backs. But if you really want to, go toe-to-toe, based on, Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward and Dylan Gabriel, I think Genty is the one that is the most deserving based off his stat line. But we'll see if it ends up being a popularity contest or not, and they give it to a quarterback instead of a running back. And then when we get into the weekend, oh, baby, it's going to be so good. Saturday, bright and early, number 18 Iowa State versus number 16 Arizona State for the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship. Go Sun Devils. Can't wait to see what they can do, and hopefully they can represent the Pac-12, very nicely, even though they're not there anymore and they're in the Big 12. Then we got Georgia, number 7 versus number 3 Texas for the SEC Championship game. Looking forward to seeing if Georgia can end up getting that dub there. Then we got the one that everyone's going to be watching, number 4 Penn State versus number 1 Oregon in the Big 10 Championship. I'll be streaming that, 5 o'clock CBS. Global broadcast. And then we have the same time on a different network, number 12 Clemson going against number 9 SMU. Clemson's 9-3. SMU is 11-1, and don't be surprised if SMU ends up winning that game. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what happens this weekend. Let's go. Reflect in the building, Matt in the building. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. Got Monday Night Raw in the building. CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins. We got the Browns and we got the Broncos. Again, Jameis Winston, quite a character. Always comical on the mic. You can't really take him too serious. Was very immature, coming into Tampa Bay as a rookie. Has, I would say, slightly matured, but still kind of a little silly, and not really someone that I would want a part of my organization. But again, he is very well liked in the locker room. He's got some crazy pregame speeches. But one thing that we do know about Jameis, he can win you a game. And we already know that he can turn the ball over as well, just as easy as winning a game for the Browns or any team that he represents. And then on the flip side, this could be the game that Bo Nix solidifies himself as the offensive rookie of the year. And going in, I thought he was the most intelligent quarterback out of all the quarterbacks in the draft class, besides maybe Michael Penix Jr. And I felt like Michael Penix Jr., Jaden Daniels, and Bo Nix were the most NFL ready. As you've seen, Caleb Williams and Drake May have shown flashes, but they're nowhere near on the same level as Jaden Daniels or Bo Nix. And obviously for Michael Penix Jr., we may get to see him at some point this season if they bench Kirk Cousins. And then obviously J.J. McCarthy, we're going to have to wait till next year once that leg is healed up. And maybe he'll end up being better than Sam Darnold, but we're not going to know until we see them play. But definitely excited about Bo here tonight. My best friend Justin is a huge Bronco fan from the 80s with John Elway, Shannon Sharp, and, all of the rest with the Mile High Salute with TD. So I'm definitely excited to see what can happen. And it just so happens that my buddy also is a Duck fan. So, we already talked about, the chances of Bo Nix landing with Denver was very high. It happened. And they don't really have a whole lot to work with. Caleb Williams Jaden Daniels. A lot of these other quarterbacks have a lot more to work with. Denver doesn't really have a whole lot on offense besides Cortland Sutton, if we're really being honest. So for them to have a 7-5 record is incredibly impressive. And I think that, again, if I had to choose one team that is the most surprising based off record alone, it's the Denver Broncos. But again, I don't know if anyone anticipated Denver's defense, to be top 3, top 5 in a lot of categories. They've been flying around. Nick Bonito, I'm going to be watching out for him as well as a few others. This is going to be a defensive-oriented kind of game, but the offenses should flash with Jameis and Bo. And here we go. Let's go, Bo. Go, go, go. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. It would be really sweet if Michael Penix Jr. could, start for the Atlanta Falcons. I would love to be able to see that. And I don't know if the organization is willing to do that, but they would definitely have to consider it after that 4-interception game. And the last few games haven't really been too good for him. But we will see. All right, come on, Bo. Let me get this situated here. Turn the volume up. All right, first down and 10. Knicks, little play action, has to throw it into the turf. Good decision there. You don't want to force any easy sack lunches or any, bad throws that could get tipped in the air for pick sixes or bad interceptions. And, Bo is one of those guys, even when he was at Oregon, it kind of felt like, he was kind of beyond his years. And you see him as a rookie. He doesn't look like a rookie, and he doesn't play like a rookie. He looks and plays like he's been in the league for 4 or 5 years. And again, that's what you're going to need here tonight if Denver's going to win. And I think that Denver's got a great chance. Shotgun set, Nick, screen pass. Good play design there. Put your head down. There you go. Seven-yard gain there. Throw next to Marvin Mims to the Denver 37. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. And we'll be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall. Let's get it, baby. And obviously 100 on the donos on every single stream. Javonte Williams, and again, it shows you Denver needs better running backs. Offensive line, needs to be improved, which they will, right? Running backs need to be better. Wide receivers, tight ends need to be better. But again, Cleveland's defensive line with Myles Garrett, it's pretty hard to run. I mean, regardless if you have a guy like Javonte Williams or even a Derrick Henry or a Saquon Barkley, if Myles Garrett is lined up under center, it's going to be tough to be able to run right up the gut over him. Broncos with the punt. Not ideal for that first drive. Hopefully the play calling will be better on the second drive. Nice tackle and special teams by the Broncos. I love it. And Sarah is sick with bronchitis, so she is not going to be in the stream. And we wish her the best, and hopefully she feels better. Yeah, Quinn Miners is great. There are some good pieces on Denver. It's just that they need more. So that's why I think it's so shocking that they have a 7-5 record with a very, intermediate roster. They don't really have a complete roster yet, so they're definitely overachieving this year with that defense, as well as Bo Nix. Shotgun set, halfback toss, fake to Jameis. Wide open. What a play call. Uh-oh, Jerry Jeudy down the sideline. Oh, my. And this game is personal for Jerry Jeudy. He already said in the media he wants to beat Denver's ass, obviously being the former Bronco wide receiver. So don't be surprised if Jerry Jeudy ends up having a monster game here tonight. But again, a great halfback toss fake with a little pump, and then obviously right across the middle with that slant. And again, all of that room downfield. Jerry Jeudy, first down, Browns, move the chains. Jameis, hands off, Nick Chubb. Good defense there by the Broncos with a limited minor gain. 1 yard gain to the Denver 45. Yeah, make sure you're taking care of yourself. And it's been very, very cold this morning when me and Paisley went on a walk. It was below freezing. It was like in the high 20s. Definitely could see my breath. You know, a lot of frost all over the cars and the roads and the grass. I kind of like it cold, but when it gets that cold, bundle up, baby. 2nd down and 9 for the Cleveland Browns, and Jameis Winston, man in motion, handoff right up the gut. Nick Chubb runs over 1, runs over 2, runs over 3. First down, Browns. Move the chains. 10-yard gain for Nick Chubb. Yes, Garrett Bowles. I keep up with everyone just like you do too, you know. I had a stat for, let me see if I still have it for you, Reflect, for the Hawks, and let me see if I can find it here in a second. 1st down and 10. Handoff. Jerome Ford, short game. But the Seahawks play of the year, right? Let me see if I can find it here where it is. I'm pretty sure that I still have it somewhere. Let me see where I have it. So the Leonard Williams 92-yard pick six is the longest by a defensive lineman in NFL history. Not sure if Seahawks fans knew that or not. They knew it was one of the longest, but as all the stat nerds, went to, work, it looks like that was the longest ever for a big man. Pretty cool. And it helped them win the game. 2nd down and 4, handoff to Nick Chubb. Broncos right there. Cooper and company. Hanging with Mr. Cooper, baby. Good tackle there by Cooper. 3rd down. Yeah, if Bo didn't have time to go through progressions, then, obviously the record would be like maybe flipped or even worse. If the offensive line was bad and the defense was bad, Denver would probably only have like 3 to 5 wins right now. So they are overachieving and looking pretty good. 3rd and 4. Shotgun set. Jameis, floater. Incomplete. David Njoku, the intended tight end, incomplete. Just a little bit too much sauce on that throw. $47-yard attempt by Hopkins. No good. Wow. And that's exactly what you need as a Denver fan. Because again, you want to make sure that you're taking advantage on every single possession, because you really don't know, how many points are going to be scored in this game. We feel like it might be in the low to mid 20s. But again, if you can end up getting a couple missed field goals, which is a common theme, even Justin Tucker can't make field goals anymore. I don't know what's in the air in the NFL this year, but that is a wide left big miss for the Browns as Jameis screams in agony after the Hopkins miss. That's huge for Denver. You'll take anything that you can get, even if it's a missed field goal attempt. And we got Monday Night Raw in Everett, Washington, just a few hours away from me. Sami Zayn on the mic. Let's go, baby. Georgia, Texas, Oregon, Penn State, SMU, Clemson, Arizona State, Iowa State. Oh, baby. Can't wait. Yeah. Offensive line just definitely needs to be retooled, and there just needs to be better players. That, you know, if there's anything that we've learned is that, you know, the evaluation of offensive line talent in Seattle, the people that are making those decisions or have made those decisions have not made the right decisions. But hopefully in the future with this new staff that they will. So. Oh, defense. I mean, Penn State really hasn't, you know, had really a lot of big monster wins. You know, some of their wins, you know, were, you know, not really that, you know, like spectacular. You know, I still think Ohio State is better than Penn State, you know, even if their quarterback is a little mid and whatnot. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. I know some people think that Penn State has a chance, you know, or, you know, they're going to make it tough, you know, but honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if we end up winning that game by, you know, 10 points or more, 14 points or more. I think that we're really rolling right now. And again, defense and offensive line defense, you know, has to fly around, and it's going to be at a neutral site, and we'll see how it goes. Mims. But definitely it's going to be defense. We're going to have to get to the quarterback, make them feel uncomfortable. But O-line, D-line, defense, coaching, play calling, you know, and obviously getting off to a fast start on Penn State would be ideal. Little fake toss. Nix. Nice. Oh. What happened to my hands? Come on, Cortland. I mean, you're the best wide receiver and the best offensive weapon on the team. You've got to catch that. Help Bo out. Come on. Wide open. Great throw. Unbelievable. Yeah, but also, too, reflect that was in their house. And we already know with 100 to 120,000 people waving a white flag, you know, like it's like a Pittsburgh Steelers game, it's very intimidating, right? And if you don't get off to a good start against a team like that in their building, you're not going to win. And even if Oregon played Penn State in the regular season at Penn State, yeah, we could have lost, you know, but I feel if it's going to be on neutral turf or at, you know, like a place like Autzen, you know, we should be able to get it done, but you never know. But I feel pretty good about our chances of beating Penn State. And then it gives us a chance to be able to beat everybody in the Big Ten. No excuses. Beat Michigan, beat Ohio State, beat Penn State. You know, there's nothing that anyone can say, you know, at this point. You know, Oregon is the only undefeated team. And we'll see what happens, you know, if we can keep that momentum going. 5-yard gain. To Kroll. To the Cleveland 25. Yeah, I think we need you in there. Again, you know, there are some pieces that have talent. But again, you know, Bo is working with definitely the least out of like all the quarterbacks. You know, again, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends could be so much better. I mean, just for a second, imagine if Bo Nix had, you know, what Caleb has in Chicago offensively, weapon-wise. His numbers would be so through the roof that we wouldn't even be talking about fucking Jaden Daniels right now as being the guy that might be able to take the offensive rookie of the year away from Bo. Bo would be in a category by himself. Hell, if he had Jaden Daniels' weapons, his numbers would be better. So I feel that, you know, Caleb and Jaden got the best weapons. You know, Bo's got the least to work with besides Drake May, and he's putting up just as much, you know, numbers, and honestly, he's putting up more numbers. So that's really what makes it so impressive. But obviously, that's good coaching, good offensive line play, and Denver's defense has been top 5 pretty much all year, and that helps with the field position as well for Bo Nix in this offense. 3rd down and 5. Come on, Bo. Shotgun set. Nix. Good protection up front by that offensive line. Run! There we go. Nice catch by Sutton. 1st down, Broncos. Move the chains. And obviously, Penn State's got that, player that has played every fucking position, running back, fullback, tight end, offensive line. When you get a guy that is kind of like a Taysom Hill, prayers up to him. He's out for the year with a ACL, MCL, or PCL tear, obviously over the weekend. But when you can get a guy that can play, 5, 6, 7 different positions, he can impose his will, and we got to make sure we contain him. Hand off. You manage Tyler Warren, you manage that team. But if Tyler Warren starts going crazy, that's when the game is going to end up being a little bit closer. So definitely have to take him out of the game as much as we can. McLaughlin, 1-yard gain, 2nd down and 9. That's a great player, though, for Penn State. I wish we had a player like that at Oregon. And maybe we will one day. 2nd down and 9. Let's go, Bo. In the red zone now. On the Cleveland 17, 2nd down and 9. Shotgun set. 4 wide. Bo scrambling, gambling, bootleg, keeping his eyes downfield. Wow. Sliding catch. Down to the 1. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, my. Let's go. Let's go. Little hurry-up offense here. Did he catch it, though? Looks like he did. Wow. Melee. Great catch. Melee with the melee. Bo, hands off, right up the gut. Oh, just short. Denver about to take a lead here. I like it. I think there's a good possibility that Bo could get 20 fantasy points tonight. I mean, if you need like 30, you're probably not going to get that, but I think getting to 20 would be doable. 20 to 23, 20 to 24, somewhere in there. But if you need like 25 to 30 or more, you might not get it. 2nd and goal, hand off. Javonte trying to bounce around, and they just need to throw the ball. That's like, you have to understand, if you're going against a guy like Myles Garrett and a stout defensive line, why are you running right into Myles Garrett? It didn't work on the first drive when you punted. And again, I know you're at the 1, but that doesn't matter when you play a team like Cleveland. Okay? Play action, bootleg, RPO, throw the football. And I know, obviously throwing the football has risks, but again, not many teams have a guy like Myles Garrett on the other side. Choose your plays accordingly. Run the ball, but then again, if you keep doing it and it doesn't work, then go to the pass on 1st and 2nd down, even if you're at the 1 or 2 yard line. Man in motion, Bo, another run up the middle. There it is, touchdown, Broncos. There you go. Javonte Williams finally getting the end zone after the 3rd time. 6-0 Denver. Now, if they would have gotten stuffed on that play and then had to get a field goal, then on the next drive, you're going to have to make sure you mix it up. But obviously, they're committed to the run, and they probably thought that there's no way that they're going to get stopped 3 times at the 1. But that's just great blocking up front. And if you didn't get that great blocking up front by that O-line, it would have got stuffed. Extra point is up and good. 7-0 Broncos. Very impressive. And again, Denver is one of those teams like the Chargers where you're not really hearing a lot of people talk about them. But if Denver makes the playoffs, I don't know if anyone anticipates them winning a game, but they could, depending on who they match up against. Like if it was Denver versus the Chargers or Denver versus the Texans, I could see like an upset happening, if they end up making it. But again, we're still a few weeks away from that possibly happening. But a great start for Bo Nix and Denver at home. And if they win this and go to 8-5, I know a lot of Denver Bronco fans and Oregon Duck fans are happy. Nice job. Captain in the building. What's good? My thing, I think that this is just me, and usually when I say something or when we talk about something on the channel, a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times it happens. I actually think that the Buffalo Bills will be the number 1 seed once the regular season's up, And if you have to go through Buffalo, this might be the year that we get Josh Allen, in the Super Bowl over Patrick Mahomes. They've already beaten them once here in the regular season, but I think you have to get the number 1 seed to get the home field advantage to have, possibly Kansas City play you in Buffalo. I think it's going to happen this year. And if it does, Kansas City could still win on the road. They've proven that they, can do it, but this might be the year that Buffalo ends up winning by like 1, 2, or 3, and they have just enough in that type of, atmosphere where they can rely on the fans to, kind of get the dub, but it should be pretty exciting to see where it goes. But I do think there's a very high probability that Buffalo will get the 1 seed, with the 4 or 5 weeks left. We'll see where it goes. And obviously they have the tiebreaker because they've already beaten Kansas City in the regular season. So even if they have the same exact record, then Buffalo ends up getting the tiebreaker. But we'll find out. 7-0 Denver. And I imagine a lot of teams would want to do that. The Chargers would love to ruin the season. Buffalo, even though they're not in the AFC West, would love to be able to get some payback. They've been so close over the years. Chargers, Denver, there's plenty of teams there that would love it. Ravens, there's a lot of teams that have gotten their hearts kind of ripped out by the Chiefs, as well as the Patriots before them. So we'll definitely see how it all stacks up and plays out. But a good start for the Denver Broncos. And Bo is fun to watch, just like he was at Oregon. We're not surprised here in the Pacific Northwest that he's having success. But again, it's a team effort. If the offensive line, wasn't good at Oregon, he wouldn't be as good or talked about. If the offensive line wasn't good for Denver this year, we wouldn't be talking about Bo as much as that we are. So, it's a team effort. But nice job so far. All right, Cleveland, your turn. All right, see if Jameis can get anything going here. Play action fake. Throw to the sideline. Nice catch. Oh, my. Njoku, he is a fucking beast. $11-yard gain, and one-on-one Njoku against a linebacker is very, very difficult task. Barton trying to keep up, but there's not very many people that are going to keep up with Njoku. Look at that athleticism with the one hand. Beautiful. First down, Cleveland. Move the chains. If Denver ends up playing Kansas City, they'd be a huge underdog. No one would give them a chance to win. But again, I think that's what they would like. Try to make some history, right? Kadarius Stoney. Uh-oh. Well, at least he didn't fumble the ball on that play. I can't believe that guy's in the NFL. I can't really worry too much really about everyone else. Just try to put your head down and just win the games that are in front of you. But it definitely will be interesting to see how it all plays out. Second down and 7. Shotgun set. Hand off to Nick Chubb. Or, excuse me, Jerome Ford. They got the 3-4 and the 2-4. And Jerome Ford's jersey's all scrunched up there. Bronco defense last year, 24.3 points per game, 27th. This year, 16.8 points per game, second in the NFL, first in yards per play, first in sacks. And there's a reason why I hung on to them in fantasy, and I have them playing today. They are the real deal Holyfield. Even when they had tough matchups against good teams, I just couldn't let them go. And again, I recognize talent when I see it. And I've had the Denver defense, even though it hasn't equated to a lot of wins for my team overall, just because I've had a lot of injuries. But Denver has been very solid for me fantasy-wise, defensively. Jameis. Floater. Wide open. Broken coverage. Hit him with the skirt. Hit him with the spin move. First down, Cleveland. Move the chains. Oh, my. Moore with the big catch. And again, we know this defense is elite for the Denver Broncos, but Jameis is one of those crafty mofos that if you give him enough time, right, he will find the open man. There is always an opportunity for him to fuck up and fumble, throw a pick six. But if you really look at it, he hasn't really been as turnover prone as he was in Tampa prior to LASIK surgery. First and goal. I mean, when he was on Tampa, he couldn't even see. He didn't even know who his teammates were. It's like winning the Heisman on Florida State with bad eyes. My goodness. Touchdown, Njoku. Oh, my. And that's what he does. Jameis Winston to David Njoku, one of my favorite tight ends in the league. He's physical. He has a great presence, great hands, great route runner, and he's got that physical ability to impose his will. Even though he might not be as popular as like a Travis Kelce or a George Kittle, he can put up numbers just as good as them, sometimes even better. Nice job. We got a good one here so far. Missed field goal by Hopkins, but we got a 7-7 game, and that's a great start here in the first quarter. Keeping it fresh, keeping it entertaining, baby. Let's go. I see you. All right, Denver, your turn. Yes, let him know. And if you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. We need 3 more to get to 10. And once we get to 10, we'll be on our way to getting to 20. So appreciate that. Yeah, and Sarah's not going to be here today because she's sick. So anyone that can help out with mod duties as other newbies and regulars come in would be helpful and appreciative. But great start in this matchup. I had a feeling that it could be a pretty good game. I mean, on paper, people are like, oh, the Cleveland Browns, oh, they're not good, or the Broncos, But again, it definitely, shows you like who's been watching football and who's not. And again, even though that the Browns are 3-8, that doesn't mean that they can't beat a team that's better than them. They proved that they could hang and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it seems like this one could. I'm not saying it will, but it could come down to who has the ball last at the end of the game. It's possible. Defenses are both good for both of these teams. All right, Bo, let's go, baby. But one thing is for sure, we can't have any more drops by Cortland Sutton. We need him to be able to catch those footballs, baby. And he's almost guaranteed to get a tutty in this game. You just might have to wait to the second half to get it if we don't get it here in the second quarter. Brandon. Bro. I don't know how many times I got to tell you, bro. Orion. O-R-I-O-N. There is no Ryan. There is no Ryan here, okay? There's no Brian. There's no Ryan. There's no O apostrophe. Come on, Brandon. It's been years. Years, my guy. I got some good news for you, too. If you can actually get my name right for once in the chat in like 5 years, that would be great. Come on, Brandon. How can you be a fan of the show when you don't even know my name? Come on. Brandon? It's like me calling you Bradley. Come on, Brandon. Golly. I'd be doing better if you knew my name. Come on, my guy. 109 left in the first. 7-7 Broncos and Browns. Oh, shit. Bo, play action fake. Oh. That one thrown into the turf, incomplete. Yeah. I mean, if you can't remember Orion and you have to go to Ryan, you might as well just do O-Dog. That would be much better. O-D-A-W-G, O-D-O-G. You could go O-D-O-double-G, like Snoop Dogg. But no Ryans or Bryans, my guy. And I've told you, like, for years, bro. I know you don't got no dementia. Come on, my guy. 2nd down and 10. Shotgun set. Knicks. Good protection. Uh-oh. Cleveland. Is that a live ball? Down the sideline. Touchdown, Cleveland. But what's the call? Oh, my God. Bell pit. Okay, I was about to say that was incomplete. No. There is no anyway. You just can't go past the question or past the statement. Yeah. Sorry, bro. I've given you years and years and years and years, and if you're not going to acknowledge that, then there'll be other places where you can hang out, my guy. I mean, Brandon participates in class but does not follow directions. 3rd down and 10. Luckily for Denver, they got that ball back. I mean, if you just want to simply ignore me over and over and over, then this is not for you here. Going deep, not a man, incomplete. Troy Franklin says, hey, do I get anything there? And that's some great defense there by Cleveland's secondary. 4th down and 10, Denver with the punt. Hello. Goodbye. Damn it, Brandon, you had one job. And it's one thing if it's like the first time, but I mean, this has been reoccurring. All right, Cleveland, your turn. Just try to brush it off anyway. No. It doesn't work like that, my guy. Hey, you got to listen, my guy. If you don't listen, that's what happens. Maybe on the next stream, on the next host, you'll learn. All right, Cleveland, your turn. Browner. Yeah. I think for me, I mean, there's been some notable Brandons. My favorite Brandon is probably Brandon Roy. Obviously, too bad his knees exploded and he didn't have any more cartilage there, but loved him at UW. Go Dogs. Loved him at Portland. It's like rookie of the year, all-star, knees exploded, cartilage gone, went to the T-Wolves, and then goodbye. And then, if he was able to stay healthy, I think Brandon Roy could have been easily a Hall of Fame player for sure. We could have said the same thing for like Derrick Rose as well with all those injuries and whatnot, but unfortunate when you have bad genetics and, there's just no more bone in those, cartilage in those legs and in those knees, Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was probably one of the individuals you could definitely harp on for sure. Which one? Which photo? This one? Oh, this one I just got right now. I'm crafty, man. You know, I'm always looking around to see what I can get. So, yeah, love me some Beat Roy. Even to this day, love watching the highlights. All right, first down and 10. Man in motion. Jameis, hands off. Nick Chubb running into a fucking freight truck. Sit down. Woo! DeAndre Tillman says, welcome. Welcome back. No. I mean, I have thousands and thousands, you know, but for that particular circumstance, I had to find a new one. 6'3", 270 from Indiana. I see you, Tillman. Second down and 10 on the Cleveland 12. Let's see if Denver brings a blitz and gets some pressure. Got to keep your eyes, obviously, on Judy. Blitz on the edge. Jameis steps up. And obviously, they'll be looking at Njoku more and Judy a lot. End of the first quarter, 7-7, Browns and Broncos. Good start. End of the first quarter, 7-7, Broncos and Browns. Nice. I was about to say, I thought they were in the top 8, so that definitely answered my question right there. Yeah, and obviously they're going to try to have a balanced offense where, you know, we already have one rushing touchdown. Wouldn't surprise me if we get another. It could be by Bo Nick, you know, where he might end up running one in and throwing from 1 or 2. But I'm hoping that we can get this score into the high 20s. First down and 10. Jameis avoids a sack lunch. Stiff arm and gets it out of there just in the nick of time. I think that's a solid prediction. You know, 2. Could be more. Could run one in. You know, you could also have another running back get one, but I'm hoping that we can get at least, you know, 4 touchdowns. I mean, ideally, if it was, you know, best case scenario, 4 touchdowns and a field goal would be perfect for me, but I don't know if Denver's going to get to 31 on this Cleveland D, but if we could end up getting like a 31-27 kind of game, that would be awesome. But it might not be that high scoring. Both of these defenses are pretty good, so could end up, being a 2017 game, 23-20. Third down and 10 on the Cleveland 23. Maybe NFL fans that don't really give a crap about Denver or Cleveland thought this was going to be a snooze fest, but I knew this game was going to be good. Shotgun set. Jameis steps up in the pocket. Got a man. More incomplete. Flags on the play. Doesn't look like it. Nice job by McMillan. No relation to Nate. Good job, defense. All right, Denver, your turn. Let's see what you got cooking. Browns with the punt. Out of bounds. All right, Bo, let's get it going, baby. I wish Denver was wearing these uniforms tonight. These are my favorite. These are undefeated. This is like Seattle with the Geno. Like when you get that throwback look, there's nothing that's going to be better than this, ever. I don't care what combination that they come up with. It'll never be better. It looks like that right color of blue matching with the orange. Sometimes blue and orange doesn't go together, as like a natural fit. But, man, that one is spectacular. I mean, not that the Bronco normal uniforms are bad, like Seattle's. They still look good. But, I mean, if we're really talking about fashion and swag and, you look good, you feel good, you play good, the regular ones, they still look good, but they look normal. There's nothing really, like this one's a little bit flashier with the orange top, and this is, obviously orange pants, but, nothing spectacular. But then when this comes on with that helmet, oh, my, beautiful. It's like you can't keep your eyes off of the helmets in the uniform. Beautiful. Yeah, and Bo needs a tight end. You can definitely tell, when you got these quarterbacks, they need to have their check down guy. Like having like a Brock Bowers on Denver, would definitely be so beneficial for Bo, in the future. And hopefully they'll be able to get somebody, to come through. Now, Taylor had a very underrated career. Yeah, but I mean, Marshawn is on a whole nother level. Oh, really? Number one in pass block win rate? Yeah, you're like me, bro. You're always digging deep on the stats and the analytics. Because, I mean, when you say, like, number one defense or number 8 defense, there's different things that go into that. Run defense, pass defense, total defense, yards per game, interceptions, fumbles. There's so many categories that, that you can actually look at. And it's like no NFL defense is usually going to be one in every category. There's going to be, some teams that might be a little bit better at run defense, pass defense, et cetera, et cetera. But I like the stats. Second down and 11. Shotgun set. Come on, Bo. Slings it. Dangerous territory in double coverage. Incomplete. But we got a flag on the play. It's a flag party. Went with the 4 vert there. Yeah, I don't know if T. Ferg is good enough, though. You know, like, it's cool he's a Duck and whatnot, but I mean, if we were talking about Denver taking the next step and trying to get to the AFC Championship game, I'm not sure if Ferg is the answer. Like, if you want to draft him with a late, like, round draft pick, and he ends up being one of the tight ends just from Oregon on the team, have another Oregon Duck, so be it. You know, but you're probably going to need somebody better than that skill set, just being honest. You know, I like Ferg on Oregon, but I don't know if that's the right, you know, position to, you know, that you would want that player there. Estime, short game. Yeah. 30%. That's what it's about. It's not like I feel like the offensive weapons are trash for Denver. It's just that they need to be improved. Some of the guys still deserve to be on the team, but there's definitely positions that need to be improved and improved dramatically if you want Bo to succeed to the fullest of his potential. Tip, intercepted. Oh, I had a bad feeling that something like that was going to happen with Jameis and Bo here tonight with the tipped interception. And instead of Jameis getting the tip, it's Bo with the first one. Damn. And again, this is going to probably happen for Jameis Winston. So don't worry. You know, obviously they're celebrating right now, right? Newsom with the pick, right? But just as easy for Bo to have kind of that bad luck. You know, Jameis can end up having that bad luck too. So tough. But Ward getting his hand up in there. And Greg Newsom. Got to watch out for that Cleveland secondary. They are feisty. Britt in the building. How are you? Are you frozen? Looking at the satellites out there? Hopefully everything is warmed up for you there. Yeah, I know when I took Paisley for a walk early this morning, it was like 28 or something like that, and I was the only one out there besides one of my, you know, guys in the neighborhood that loves his dogs as much as I love Paisley. He's got 2 golden retrievers, and I don't know what's going on with his time schedule and mine, and he doesn't live that close to me, but a few neighborhoods over. But it seems like every time I walk, I see him, you know, and he's always putting in that work, and he's got 2 Goldens that he walks at the same time. I've never talked to him before, but, you know, it's just nice to be able to see someone that loves their dog as much as me, you know, and he puts in so much time and effort because it doesn't matter if I wake up at 5, 6, 7 a.m. It just seems like we always cross each other's paths, not only on my first walk, but usually my afternoon walk as well. So it's like, I don't know what's going on. We're synced with our dog walking abilities, I guess. But I hope that you're doing good. I miss you. Hopefully you're warmed up. And did you get a chance to be able to see anything with the satellites going overhead? Good game so far. Oh, he's like, they're going to be there. And so you guys are just in there freezing all of the digits, all of the fingers and toes, and still saw nothing. Oh, tough. No gain. All the aliens. Second down and 10. Jameis. Tipped. Oh, see, there these types of throws that both of these quarterbacks are going to lay out, you know, having another tipped interception and getting that ball back from Jameis. I'm not saying it's guaranteed in this game, but there's a pretty high probability that he's going to throw it with a little too much smoke, or it's going to deflect off a hand, you know, or a helmet or whatever, and they might be able to get the ball back. You know, maybe not necessarily on this particular drive, but Jameis. Wide open. First down, Cleveland. Move the chains. Nice catch there by Woods. 16 yards to the Cleveland 47. First down and 10. Cleveland. Trips right. Shotgun set. Jameis. Play action. Bootleg. Rolling to his right. Keeping his eyes downfield. Another tip. It's going to happen, man. This game could have 2 or 3 tipped interceptions or deflection interceptions. Another deflection there. Just got to have another body, another defender close by, and have it get tipped up in the air high enough where someone can come in and scoop it up. Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll be able to, you know, if you're going to be out there in the cold. How cold is it out there in the Northeast there in Connecticut? Are we talking in the 20s? I imagine it's been pretty cold out there. Second down and 10. Jerome Ford rumbling and bumbling. What a jump cut. Oh, my. Wow. Jerome Ford. First down, Cleveland. Move the chains. 21-yard gain for Jerome Ford. Wow. He hit him with a skirt, and he left him in the dust. 26. Now, I'll be going for a late walk after this game is over. But I kind of like it when it's cold. You know, it doesn't really bother me. I mean, obviously 70 degrees and a breeze is my most ideal, but I don't mind, you know, winter temperatures and things like that. Jameis steps out of the pocket, tackled from behind. Ellis with the tackle. And they give him the sack. It's 12 noon. You know what time it is? Hot for a sack lunch? Yum, 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 yum. Ellis with the sack lunch. Or if he just didn't hesitate, he could have went and got a few more yards there instead of getting caught from behind. Second down and 10. Jerome Ford for 5 yards. Right up the gut. Just imagine if Jameis started from the very beginning of the year, or if they would have kept Joe Flacco. It wouldn't have been 1-6. Now, obviously, we know the Russell Wilson thing in Denver, you know, with Seattle and the whole trade, but the Deshaun Watson situation is much worse because obviously Deshaun can't play football. At least Russell, you know, in Pittsburgh, he's proven that he can, you know. But I don't see Deshaun Watson ever being a top 5 quarterback ever again. Should be in jail if we're actually really being honest. Third down and 5. He's a predator and not the good kind like Arnold. Third and 5. Jameis across his body, tipped and complete. Good defense there by the Broncos. Yeah. Bella. Beautiful Bella. Bella baby. Nick Bonito, got to watch out for him. And not N-I-C-K, N-I-K. All right, Bonito, I see you. 45-yard attempt. Hopkins already missed one. Let's see if he does it again. $45-yard attempt on this attempt here. And this one is up and good. Snap was bad, but recovered by the placeholder, and it is good. 10-7 Cleveland. Yeah. I mean, for us, when it rains, it pours, and at least for you already have, like a superstar team. You're doing a league with less people. Your teams are more stacked. So if like CMC goes out, it's not really that big of a deal. You still already have another 3, 4, 5 running backs that could put up CMC type of numbers if he was healthy. But it's the first time this year for me that I had a player get hurt and not come back, and I actually won this week. Believe it or not, I ended up beating like the number 2, number 3 team this week. But wish I could have had more weeks of dubs, but it was that snow game. And again, Brock Purdy getting a 2 and George Kittle getting a 1 or whatever it was. That was the reason that I ended up, taking it. And I'm not really sure why Shep ended up playing the Niner players when you knew the snow was going to be there, unless you just thought that the snow wasn't going to be a factor. And also Purdy was coming off an injury. And I think he had like Geno and like Russell Wilson on the bench. And if he would have played either one, I would have lost. So I'm not really sure what Shep was thinking there, because he definitely isn't the type of person to give me a freebie. I mean, he's the only one in the league that taunts me with the touchdowns on the app. So obviously he would love to rub it in to beat me, even though, I'm not having a good year this year. But maybe him taunting me at the very early stages of the morning is the reason why he lost. A little bit of karma there, getting a little bit too cocky. One team in the playoffs with a great record, another team like myself just injured and battered and bruised, and but I'll take it. Yeah, but you have to send me the lineup so I can kind of go over things. I helped you not get 1 point with the Vikings defense, right? Yeah, makes CMC out for the year. Mason on IR. So they're going to go with third string now. Yeah. They're just injured this year. And again, that's what exactly Seattle and the Rams and the Cardinals needed, right? It's like you never know when teams are going to go from worst to first or third to first. And when you look at the rosters, we already know the Niners had one of the best rosters in football. But if you actually look at all of the injuries in the NFL, the Niners arguably have the most injuries out of any team. And so, from a team that kind of feels like their Super Bowl window is closing, or it might have closed this year. Oh, wow. Lost by 40. Oh, my. Did you have anybody on the bench that you could have put in that could have led you to a victory? And a lot of times it's matchups too, like I said, week in and week out. You could have a superstar player, but if you got a tough defense, sometimes those players can overachieve against a really good defense, but a lot of times you have to take that in consideration. But it's been a weird year. We've seen people in the red go off and people in the green shit the bed. So it's been a very odd year in fantasy for sure, and in the NFL. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, but if Chet makes mistakes like that, he's not going to be able to, get past the other 3 teams. So we'll see if he ends up making the correct decisions. And sometimes that's it. You have the team to win it all, but if you make the wrong decision and have the wrong players in, it could cost you. Especially if you actually have a good bench, and you have a quality team, top to bottom. Bo, floater towards the sideline, incomplete. I don't think anyone anticipated CMC getting hurt and getting 9. He was going to get 20 to 30. They were just going to keep handing him the ball. And if I had to take a guess, if CMC didn't get hurt, he would have scored twice and probably gotten 110 yards, something like that, I would assume. Maybe even more. Maybe 120 plus, based on how he was running in the snow. But second down and 10. Screen pass. McLaughlin, spin move. Breaks 1 tackle and slips and falls down to the 30. Third down and 10. 10-7 Browns. You're probably going to have to wait for that Cortland Sutton touchdown in the second half, though. Illegal formation. Offense. Garrett Bowles. Come on, Garrett. Daniel in the building. What's good? There we go. Oh, incomplete. All right, let me take a quick peek. So I'm going to send you 3 pictures, oh doggy dog. Yeah, you didn't really have a whole lot. I mean, besides, Bajan and Josh Allen. But still, that wouldn't have been enough to win, it looks like. Yeah, that's just tough. I mean, even if you had Allen and Bajan in, it still looks like it wasn't enough. And Amon-Ra didn't really have that big of a game. McCaffrey and A.J. Brown kind of screwed you. Plus, almost all of your opponent, is like 25, 19, 19, 20, 19, 20. It's hard to compete with someone where they got, 20, 20, 20, 20, almost like up and down the whole board. So that's a tough one. Was that against your dad? Yeah, it's going to be Shep and Team in the first round, and it'll be you versus Matt or you versus Elliott in the first round. So, I mean, if you play Elliott, your roster is better, and he would have maybe a 20% chance. But if you play Matt, I mean, that one would be much closer, based off some of his top tier players. But it really just depends on the matchups, and what they do. Jameis going deep, got a man, overthrew him, and complete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended receiver. Yeah. It's just one of those things. Pops got you. Well, Shep has been relying on San Francisco all year, and now that they're hurt, the Brock Purdy value isn't really what it was, and Kittle and everyone that he's had, so you might have been able to roll with the Niners and go Niners heavy with 3 pieces out of 9 in the lineup, but you're not going to be able to do that, it looks like, moving forward. So, if anything, Shep might be at a disadvantage. He might be the 4th team, based off like rankings, like if it ends up being Matt, Zini, and Reflect, those 3 teams might be better than his, but it really just comes down to like Saquon Barkley, if he ends up having that monster game, that's what's going to get Shep into the championship game. If Saquon can go for like 30, 40, 50 points, then maybe. But if Saquon goes for like a 15, that's not going to be good enough. Yeah, you and E are like, everyone's already been eliminated from the playoffs. So again, Reflect is in. If you actually look on the app, Reflect is in, Zini's in, Shep is in, and then it's Elliott or Matt. So there's only 5 of y'all, and there's 4 spots. So it's either E gets in or Matt gets in, and then everyone else has been eliminated already. Captain's eliminated, Megan, Sarah, myself, we're all eliminated already. So Megan in the building. How are you? 10-7 Brown. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Third down and 7. Jameis avoiding the sack lunch. Floater and complete. Fourth down and 7. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We need 2 more to get to 10. We're at 9 now. 1 more to get to 10, and hopefully we'll get a few more people. I guess a lot of the fans don't really care for this matchup, but it's a good game so far. All right, Broncos, give me a return. Good special teams player there by Cleveland. Yeah, Sarah's got the bronchitis, and so she's not feeling well, so she's sick also. But hopefully, you know, you'll be able to rest up and get better. And Star Wars Skeleton Crew just debuted 22 minutes ago. They got 2 opening episodes, and after I take Paisley on a long walk after this game is over, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm gonna end up getting that exercise and that workout in with Paisley Pup, and then I'm gonna watch the first 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew, Star Wars little spinoff on Disney Plus. So hopefully it ends up being better than the last one that they ended up putting out. So sure. You know, I don't think the Acolyte was maybe as terrible as some people labeled it. It definitely was my least liked off subset series out of the Star Wars, and I do like Jude Law, and it's got a bunch of kids that are in it as well, and I know Jude was a big part of trying to keep them focused in the role, and I have a feeling that it's going to be better than the Acolyte. I don't think it's going to be better than like the Mandalorian or some of the other ones that were top tier, but hopefully it ends up being at least like watchable and enjoyable. But you're always going to get the people that are very critical of it, but again, if it's Star Wars, I'm interested. So, Steel in the building. What's good, man? 10-7 Browns. The defensive battle so far. Good to see you, my guy. You're starting to become a regular here. Yeah, I hope you had a great birthday. I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. Prayers up for Megan and Sarah. Let's hope that they can get better. McLaughlin with the juggle and almost a fumble, but he recovers it. 8-yard gain to the Denver 41. 2nd down and 2 with less than 7 minutes to go before halftime. Oh, Will, the thrill, the boy, the man, the myth, the legend is in the building. Another individual that is starting to become a regular, and that's what it's about, is just being able to get people to come on a regular basis and support, hang out, and vibe, And I get it. Everyone is going to be on a different schedule. Some people are not even in the United States, like Megan and Will. And again, but we're starting to, try to get the regular people to come through and, hang out. And it's like, people are busy. And I don't expect every single individual to stay with me for the whole 3 hours. You can kind of pop in and if you got stuff to do, but it's great to be able to see these faces in the room, even though I can't see y'all. But good to see you guys. 3rd down and 2. I'll take a quick peek here in a sec. Ooh, that's cool. So is it okay, it is. I was going to say, it looks like it's a Lego set. Very cool. Floater. Oh, what touch to Cortland Sutton, baby. Oh, baby. Let's go, Bo. Yes, sir. Bo Nick. Cortland Sutton. 1st down. Broncos through the trees. There we go. Get that momentum going. Yeah, that, and I know you like F1, and that is I like vehicle type stuff. Like I only have one Lego set from my childhood, it's like kind of like a Jeep, little vehicle, and to this day I still am like, my mind is boggled, and I am, I got a lot of memorabilia, but I just can't believe I still have that, and it's still like intact. Like every piece is still on the vehicle. It's like it's not in pieces, and I think most people, if you have Legos from when you were like 5 years old, you don't have them anymore, or it's just like in a Ziploc bag with a bunch of loose pieces. But to actually have a figure and the vehicle still in mint, it's actually one of my more coveted, Lego vehicles from the 80s. Screen pass, but that model looks amazing. Go, 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 go! Oh, damn it! Just short of a tutty. Troy Franklin. Yeah, we saw that this morning on the wire and whatnot, that Miller Moss is going to go to the portal, but didn't really work out for him, but we'll see what happens. And hopefully Lincoln Riley can get things in order. Otherwise, they may go a different direction in a year or two. Bo, and complete. Jacob in the building. What's good? Uh-oh, Delpit with the hold. Well, resolution on the photo isn't too bad. But that looks cool. How many pieces is this thing? That's a little bit more extravagant than my 80s vehicle that I have in my Lego set. But that is cool. I assume you're going to open it and build it, right? Have it like on the desk and whatnot. I like it. Very cool. And I would assume something like that cost over $100. First and goal. Hand off right up the gut. Touchdown, Broncos. There you go, Denver. $300. What is that in American dollars? 300 in Aussie. What is that in American? Like 150, 175, something like that? Extra point is up and good. 14-10, Denver. Britt's like, I got it. 1-9-3. That's awesome. Yeah, I've never built anything that extravagant. You got to have a lot of patience with Legos. I think females do typically better with Legos than dudes. I think sometimes with dudes, you got to have the patience. And I think, most of the females, at least the ones that I know that do like the Lego stuff, they have more patience than most of the guys that I know. It's like, depending on how many pieces it is and whatnot, and if you are dedicated to it. But I know some people just get too frustrated with it, but a very cool set. Yeah, I think everyone grew up with Legos. I mean, I don't think there's anyone that grew up without a Lego set of some kind, And Legos are always going to retain their value too. It's like one of those, items that over the years, if you keep them sealed, the value will go up. And even if you end up opening it, and depending on if the box gets compromised or not, if it has the flaps or not, still, Legos out of the box built are still worth money. 14-10, Denver. He said Lincoln Log. Puzzles. All right, Cleveland, your turn. Jameis. Jerome Ford with the short gain of nothing. Second down and 10 on the Cleveland 30. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We're going to be shooting for at least 20 before the stream ends, and we're still looking for our first dono on the dono train. 4:03 left in the second quarter, 14-10, Denver. Lord of the Rings sword, very cool. Shotgun set. Jameis. Njoku. Good tackle there. Third down and 5 on the Cleveland 35. 3 minutes to go before halftime. Caleb, Jaden, Drake, Michael, JJ, and Bo Nix. Ironically, Bo being drafted last out of those 6 and might end up being the best or one of the top 2 or 3. Could be Rookie of the Year offensively, which is going to come down to him and probably Jaden Daniels. So, and Jaden Daniels has more to work with, so pretty impressive on what Bo has been able to do. First down, Cleveland. Thrash with the catch. Got an injury on the field. Seven. Well, if you ended up watching them this weekend, I mean, they absolutely destroyed Tennessee. Wonder if Nick Chubb is injured now. Jameis, pressure on the edge, up front. Look at Jameis avoid the sack lunch. Wow. Jerry Jeudy, first down, Cleveland. And obviously, you're going to hear the boos here in Denver, you know, because obviously he's made some comments in the media. You know, how badly he wants to beat Denver. Being the former receiver, felt like he was treated not fairly there. But yeah, pretty impressive there by Jameis. You know, in years past, that would have been a sack lunch or an interception. But to avoid the initial pressure, then the second pressure, and then to almost run into his own man, sidestep, keep his eyes downfield. But obviously having LASIK surgery has something to do with that. If he didn't, then he probably would have thrown a pick six or taken a sack lunch. So. 14-10 Broncos. Good first half. And the Browns had a missed field goal, so it could be 14-13 right now. Kind of what I figured, getting about half of those points to make it into the mid-20s. And hopefully we end up getting like a 28, or 28, 23, 28, 24 kind of game, 27, 23. We'll see if that ends up being the case, but we want to make sure we're getting good production in the second half. Njoku. Jameis to David Njoku. He's a stud. Absolutely. That would have been a player that I would have had on my roster as well. There's just certain players that you look for that it's not necessarily just the targets that they're going to get, but what do they do when they do get the targets? And I feel with Njoku, he's one of those guys, if you let him loose, he can rumble for a touchdown on you for 30, 40, 50 yards. And not every tight end has the ability to do that. And he's got really good, strong hands, upper body strength. He can bounce off tackles. You always got to keep your eye on Njoku. Second down and 6. Shotgun set. Jameis, quick release. Jerry Jeudy with the reception as the boos come out in Denver. Every catch, he'll be booed. He says, keep it coming, keep it coming. First down and 10. Minute 52 left here in the second quarter. 14-10 Broncos. 7-5 Denver. Probably the biggest surprise in the NFL this year. 3-8 Cleveland Browns. Don't let that record fool you, right? When they were 3-7 and they ended up, or when they were 2-8 and they played Pittsburgh at 8-2. Oh, it's a pick! There it is! Go baby, go! Go baby, go! The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. He gone! That's my boy, Nick Bonito. Woo! And I told you all about Nick. Don't say N-I-C-K, N-I-K. I told you about Nick Bonito pregame, and there he is, 70-yard pick six. Woo. Oh, baby. I do my research. I watch the games. And again, Nick Bonito is one of those guys that I feel that the average NFL fan has absolutely no idea who the fuck he is. But again, if you watch Denver at all, and you watch that defense, he is one of those no-name guys that will become a name. What a job by Nick Bonito. Hell yeah. There we go. Oh, shit, my buddies are now freaking out. Bonito, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. That's exactly what they needed. Hell yeah. I love defense, man. Like, to me, defense is more exciting than offensive scores. The only thing that matches defensive scores for a pick six or a fumble recovery for a touchdown is maybe a punt return or a kick return for a touchdown. I just because, like, on offense, you kind of expect it. You expect the, running back to get loose at one point, or a wide receiver, or a tight end, or the quarterback to rumble, like in the RPO for like 50, and get the score. But when you get a special teams and a defensive touchdown, it's so unexpected that you have no idea that it's going to happen. And then it happens, and the impact of the game. But look at Nick Bonito, 6'3", 240, second-round pick out of Oklahoma, and one of the most underrated second-round picks in that 2022 draft overall. What a great job by Nick Bonito. Let's go, baby. And I'm not going to be able to get every prediction correct, throughout, the games and whatnot. But I'll let everyone know at the beginning of the broadcast, Nick Bonito, watch out. And there it is. Great job by Nick. And that's probably going to be the difference in the game. Just like with Seattle beating the Jets. If you can end up getting a pick six, the chances of you winning the game goes up dramatically. And he's got 10 sacks, tied for third in the NFL. Stud. And you're going to remember that name, Nick Bonito. N-I-K, baby. Love me some defense, man. Nothing gets me more excited than a pick six or a fumble for a touchdown. Hands down. I mean, kick return, punt return is exciting, but I like the pick sixes and the fumble returns for touchdowns. Those are the best for me. Love it. Yeah. Plus, the Broncos are 1-7 in their last 8 matchups on Monday night, so they have not been very good on Monday night. And I told my best friend Justin, you're going to turn that around here tonight. You're going to get the dub. And Jameis, like I said, he's going to give you that excitement. Whether he throws for a touchdown to either his team or the other team. But again, it's always going to be fun to watch. First down and 10, 21-10 Broncos. Now Jameis needs to salvage his pride a little bit here and try to get them at least a field goal before half, if possible. Otherwise, this one's going to get out of reach. Bye. Moore with the catch. Oh, Denver defense at 14. Is that good? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Third down and 4. 21-10 Broncos. Defense wins games. Defense wins championships. People talk about offense all day. But unless we're talking offensive line, it's O-line, D-line, defense, coaching, play calling. Now not the quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. O-line, D-line, defense, coaching, play calling. Let's go. Shotgun set on third down and 4. Jerry Jeudy is there. What a catch. First down, Browns. The Bluebirds come out. Jeudy is the hot hand now. First down and 10. Jeudy again. There we go. If they can get a score here to make it 21-17, they're back in business. Even if they get it to 21-13, they're back in business. But they need points before half to recover from that pick six. Jameis, DeMore, and he's ripping this defense apart right now. Another first down after first down after first down, and you're in great position now with less than 40 seconds to go to get something on the board. Nice job by Jameis here. Denver, where's your defense? You got to step up here. And obviously Denver's a little tired right now, being on the field for that amount of time. Michael in the building. Taysom Hill out for the year. Inherited a team that had 12 straight losing seasons. Well, you got to be able to change the culture. And again, if you don't have a good owner, a good GM, a good head coach, and good coordinators, it doesn't matter who your players are. And Cleveland is kind of one of those teams that's kind of cursed. you know? I mean, anytime that you got a team that has a logo of a helmet that's just orange, that's the problem right there. If you really want to be able to get things going, change your logo into an actual like dog, you know, on the side of the helmet, you know, for the dog pound, the Cleveland Browns. Like if you end up doing that, like put a number on one side, like in college, like Bama, put a dog on the other or dogs on both sides, you know, change it up a little bit. But having just an orange helmet is terrible. Come on. Orange brown helmet. It's like the most unoriginal logo ever. Come on, Cleveland. You can't expect to be good when you have an unoriginal logo. Like, what do we do for a logo? I don't know. Let's just do the helmet. Okay. That's when you lose. Second down and 10. But if they had a dog, you know, on the side, I don't know. That would be dope. Got to have the collar on there, too. They could even have like the initials of the Browns, you know, on like the dog collar. You know, you could have it like CB, or you could, you know, say Cleveland, you know, and then they could end up having a dog named Cleveland, and it could be at the game like, you know, Georgia has, and like the Huskies and whatnot. Like, you know, it's like, get some fucking originality here to kind of change it up a little bit. And they also need some new innovation for their uniforms. Like maybe go away from those colors, or at least like modify it a little bit. I mean, whose idea was it to make it orange and brown, like the worst combination you possibly could have? Well, I guess it could be worse. I guess they could have uniforms that are all brown, right? If it was all brown with just a little bit of orange, then that would probably be even worse than what we're seeing now. But first and goal. Woods with the catch there. Exactly. Hey, put me in charge. I can fucking, spruce up the Cleveland Browns, give them a new look. You know, just making some little modifications, you know, even to the helmet, you know, would be awesome. Like if I was going to do it, I'd probably put the dogs on both sides, and I would probably put the number on the back of the helmet. You got to be able to spruce it up a little bit. First and goal. Jameis. Front corner of the end zone, incomplete. More the intended receiver. Yeah. I mean, maybe they thought putting the stripe down the middle of the helmet was good enough, but it really isn't. Shotgun set. Jameis fires it in there. Incomplete. Good defense there by Denver to poke it away from Njoku. Third and goal. Yeah. You could have like the collar, the spikes, you know. You could have some drool coming off the dog's mouth. You know, there'd be all kinds of, you know, teeth hanging out. You know, you could definitely make it like interesting and have it look cool. You know, make it a little bit more respectable. I mean, you know, at some point, you know, I got to have some kind of pride, like when they were actually good in the 80s with like Bernie Kosar in the early 90s. Made the AFC Championship game against Denver. I mean, it's not like they were been terrible their whole existence. Floater. Touchdown, Njoku. There he is. I saw that one coming a mile away. And they needed that desperately after that pick six by Nick Bonito. 4-yard reception to David Njoku. And one-on-one, no linebacker is going to be able to keep up with Njoku one-on-one unless like Luke Kuechly was still playing today. I'll tell you that right now. Well, I already knew that this game was going to be close. You know, both defenses are good. So, but at some point, they're going to get tired, and one's going to impose their will on the other. And let's be honest, whether you like Jameis or not, whether you like Bo Nix or not, they're gunslingers. They're going to sling it, and Jameis is more prone for the mistakes, right? We had one kind of cheap tipped interception on Bo, and then obviously the pick six, from Jameis. So, but look at the ball placement by Jameis. For every bad pick six that he has, he gives you a fucking dime to David Njoku right there in the corner of that end zone, where only that player was going to come up with that football. So, we do shit on Jameis a lot. He's silly. He's immature. His pregame and postgame speeches are crazy, but he is respected in the locker room, even though he's kind of a crazy individual, right? But at the end of the day, he will make mistakes. But a lot of times, at some point in the game, he'll make up for it. And nice job by Jameis to keep him in the game. And he's gotten better, over the years. Obviously, pre-LASIK and post-LASIK. Because when he was on Tampa, 30, and 30, he couldn't see. And obviously now that he can see, he's a better quarterback. So you got to remember, in those pre-LASIK days, he couldn't even see anything at Florida State and at Tampa. So makes a big difference when you can actually see who you're throwing to. 21-17 Broncos. What a great game, man. And again, I know a lot of people were like, fuck this game. I'm not going to watch. I don't care. Right? But if you know football, take the records out the window. You knew that this had a good chance, to be in the 20s, high 20s at that. And the way that Denver is playing, we might actually get these teams to get into the 30s before the game is up, if we're lucky enough. Oh, yeah. I mean, Jameis, if he would have started at the beginning of the year, Njoku's numbers would be fucking through the roof. Everyone's numbers would be better. All right, we're at halftime, 21-17, Denver. Yeah, but that's just because you're a Duck fan. Oh, it's absolutely decision-making. Let's see where we're at on the likes. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. I haven't checked here in a minute. All right, we're at 11. We need 9 more to go. So if you are in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Now we're at 12. 8 more to go to hit the goal. To at least hit 20, and then we might be able to get into some kind of algorithm and the metrics. We're at 12. 8 more to go before the game ends. I know we can do that. And then we're still at 0, waiting for the first individual to start the dono train. 21-17, Denver. Well, not everyone is a fanatic. I mean, like I said, not everyone, loves college football and the NFL. For me, it's like I'm always going to make sure I'm watching whatever the main event is, for that particular day. If it's UFC, if it's NFL, college football, college hoops, I'm always going to keep my eye on what's going on. So, but this has actually been one of the better first halves that we've seen in a while. 21-17 score. Both teams could get to 30. Could end up being a final of 35-31, something of that nature. Maybe even higher. We'll see. All right, I'm going to go check up on Paisley here real quick. You guys go get some snacks, go to the bathroom, do what you do. We got about 11 minutes before we get into the second half, and I'll be back in about 1 or 2. Let me check up on her, make sure she's good, and I'll be right back. Halftime, Broncos 21, Browns 17. All right, I'm back. Paisley is snuggling up on the couch. So we got our first dono on the dono train here at halftime. Better late than never, just like yesterday. Thank you so much. $5 holla. Get some Seahawk photos up here. Appreciate you. Stats on stacks. Racks on racks. Little Cactus Jack. We're at 5:95 to go to hit the goal. Let's go, baby. 21-17 Broncos. Anything specific that you want to be able to see? I'm going to start it off with some Leonard Williams for you, and then we'll go from there, and you let me know what you want. But that was the longest pick six out of a big man that they're seeing in NFL history. Jim Brown, baby. Gale Sayers, baby. OJ. Earl Campbell. Eric Dickerson. Walter Payton. Sweetness. Barry. Emmett. You don't like Leonard? Are you kidding me? If you didn't have Leonard, you wouldn't have won the game. Well, let me know what you want to see. Got to have a good O-line and D-line to win. There he is, 9-9. The longest pick six out of any big man ever. Way! Nice job, Leonard. You might be the only Seahawk fan that might have that type of view, but if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But if you don't have Leonard Williams, you don't win that game. He's been a pretty good player everywhere he's been. So, and again, if he doesn't make that big play, you guys lose that game 100%. So, but if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, but Leonard Williams is the truth. Again, look at how the team has played without a defensive line, and when they actually have some guys that can play defensive line, it's a big difference. Everyone needs a Warren Sapp, Vita Vea type. But everyone's entitled to an opinion, Like I know you like Charles Cross, but I know like a lot of Seahawks fans think that was a mistake. So everyone has their, entitled opinion on who they like and who they don't like. But at the end of the day, if you don't have them on the team, you lose that game. And that's you need players like that to be able to succeed. So on the defensive line and the offensive line. So. Yeah, but also you have to realize too, if you are a USC fan and you didn't like him then, that doesn't mean that he couldn't have gotten better, from what you saw at USC. And if he was terrible, he wouldn't have made the NFL, And obviously being on the Giants and the Jets, those aren't really good teams to be able to evaluate completely. It's like those teams really aren't good. So, this is the best team that he's been on probably since USC in that time period. So. But again, everyone's got their favorites on who they like and who they don't like. But, you don't have him, you don't win that game. And again, he's going to be a key component for you guys to be able to win the division. If you don't have him, Jackson Powers Johnson would be a good piece on the offensive line, but he's not going to have a greater impact this season than this guy. And normally you root for almost every USC player when they end up, being on the Hawks. What makes you not like him? I'm curious. Like he hasn't done enough for the team for you to like him yet? And everyone has, their guys that they like or they don't like. But I'm just kind of curious, like what you expect him to do more than he's done already for you to like him or think that he's productive or a good player. I'll tell you what, if you don't have him, you probably have a few more losses on the team this year. And it shows you when he was hurt, right? You guys lost. When he's there, you win. So that's a big component, like when you don't have some of the guys on the D-line and the linebacking core, you lose. You have guys like this playing, you can win. So what's good, bro? I'm doing pretty good. And, moral of the story, right? You're the only one that taunts me in the league, and you shouldn't have done that. If you wouldn't have taunted me in the league with your little touchdown celebrations on the app, maybe you would have won. But then the sports gods punished your ass with that snow game with Brock Purdy and Kittle, and I ended up beating you. I'm not in the playoffs. Right? You're in. You still have a chance to win it all. But note to self, when you talk shit, you better make sure you get the job done, especially against me. And, you had a 3-win team beat you. So, favorite Duck of all time? Man, that's tough. I don't have just one. I got quite a few. Joey Harrington, obviously, is the first Duck that I think I fell in love with Duck football, with Joey Harrington, even though I watched it for years prior to him. I love LaMichael James. I love DeAnthony Thomas. I love Haloti Ngata. I love Bo Nix. I love Justin Herbert. I love Marcus Mariota. So I think those would be the ones that I love the most, but I don't really have one that I love more than some of the others. So. Yeah. Winston a little bit more turnover prone than Goff, but I can kind of see what you're saying. Yeah, but you got to realize second round picks bust all the time. You can have a first round, you can have a second round, you can have a third round. But if you actually go back and look at the Pete Carroll era and who was in charge of, drafting offensive linemen, for the most part, they didn't really do a very good job. For about 15 years, they were missing on their picks on the offensive line. Again, like Max Unger might have been one of the best offensive linemen Seattle's ever had, and they traded him away for Jimmy Graham, which was dumb. So second round picks are, worth something, but again, just because you pick a guy doesn't mean that guy's going to pan out or stay healthy, Like second round picks are great, first round picks are great, but it also shows you that you can still find, elite Hall of Famers, All Pros, Pro Bowl, and amazing players in round 4, round 5, round 6, round 7, and obviously first and second round picks are coveted, but that, doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to, work out for the team. Could be an attitude issue, a character issue, could end up being a guy that's just injured, Flag on the play. Penalty is decline, automatic first down. (21-17) Denver. Yeah, the celebrations are kind of cool, though. It's like a new feature that they added. But I knew as soon as you did that, I was going to beat you. I had a good chance. Karma has already hit me so hard, sports gods with just bad luck and injuries. And even with Christian McCaffrey getting hurt, I still beat you, and that's probably one of the first times this year that's happened. But, you'll have Reflect, you'll have Zini, you'll have Shep. They've all won before, championship, and then it'll either be Matt or Elliott for that last spot. But if you make bad decisions like that against me, against any of the people like Matt or Zini or Reflect, you're done. You can't make mistakes like that. Second down and 9. Jameis. More on the outside. Yeah. And again, everyone's going to have their own opinions, and we all watch the same game, but sometimes we see things differently. But I'll tell you what, once you end up actually having a good offensive line and a good defense overall, it's going to make all the difference for that team. And if you don't have a good O-line and you don't have a good D-line, you're not going to win games. So, you might not agree with the second round for Leonard Williams, but, maybe putting too much value on that second round pick. It's like, what would you expect that second round pick to turn into? Did you expect there's going to be like a Aaron Donald that you could have gotten in that second round pick? Like, second round picks are second round picks, but for every second round pick that pans out, there's second round picks that don't. So, and sometimes it's what the player is doing now rather than maybe what they did earlier in their career. There's something to keep in mind. So, but if you have your view and you don't like Leonard Williams, even though he went to USC and that's your favorite college team, and you don't like that they gave up the second round, but bottom line is, if you don't have them, you don't have the record that you have right now. I think that's a fair statement. He's made a pretty big difference on the team this year. (21-17) Broncos. Yeah. All right, Denver, your turn. I'm happy that you lost. Hey, you're gonna talk shit to me. I don't need to. I'll wait for the games to play out, and if you're gonna initiate and you're gonna step up to me, you better know what you're doing. And again, hey, snow game. It could have went, a different direction. But it was just kind of a weird decision for you to make. Purdy was injured. I'm not sure if you saw the injury report, but I wouldn't have played him. And if you would have played Geno or Russell, you would have won. So I'm not really sure. You got too cocky with all the Niner players that you've been playing all year. Now they're all hurt, and the value isn't as high. And it's very possible that Purdy and Kittle could have had big games even in the snow. But you talk shit to your boy. Even with McCaffrey getting injured, and I still got the dub on you. So. And again, we'll see what happens in the playoffs if it ends up being Matt, Double E for that last spot, and you and Zini and Reflect, and we'll see who ends up being king or queen at the end. 21-17, Broncos. You step in the ring with Ali, you better be swinging for haymakers and uppercuts, or I'm going to get you. And I did. Shotgun set. Next. Where's the PI? There we go. And I knew you weren't going to show up yesterday. You could have showed up yesterday in the stream, and I knew that you weren't. I loved it, man. You were avoiding your boy. You said, I fucked up. I shouldn't have sent those taunts. Sports karma is real, bro. The sports gods are going to be watching everything that's going on, my guy. Automatic first down. Denzel Ward, the guilty party. Yeah. Well, hey, Buffalo Bills players were slipping all over the place too, but they scored points, so you can't use that as an excuse. It's that warm weather teams don't play good in cold weather. So, even though it's worked for you all year with the Niners, players and, position, that you've been able to roster, but there's no way in hell if I had your team that I would have played who you played yesterday, but, it is what it is. It's not like you ended up losing the game and losing the spot to the playoffs to me or something. So you're still in and I'm not. So. The sports gods had to do a solid for your boy. I've already had a guy get injured almost every game of the year. Everyone's scoring the most points against me. McCaffrey going out. At some point I had to have some kind of good luck on my side. Good defense there by the Browns on 2nd down and 1. Shelby Harris on McLaughlin. 3rd down and 2 on the Denver 39. Yeah, just my luck that something like that happens. But again, if Oregon wins the Natty, then I don't give a shit. Sports gods just want to shit on your boy all year in fantasy and make me fucking miserable. But at least I didn't give up. And I got Megan on the last game of the regular season. I'll probably lose that too, but I'm going to try to win and try to finish strong. But if Oregon can end up winning it all, then everything is forgiven. Yeah, Taysom Hill out, CMC out, even Jordan Mason on IR. The Niners window is closed. Their Super Bowl window ended last night. All right, Cleveland, your turn. Yeah, that's going to definitely help us out tremendously. Edgar is still going to be involved, but I'm definitely looking forward to that, and hopefully we'll be able to hit a little bit better going into next year. So, and we'll see. Maybe your Georgia Bulldogs will face Oregon, and we'll see what happens if that ends up being the case. Nothing would make me happier than beating the shit out of the Bulldogs, or whoever we play, but we'll see. First, you guys got to see if you guys can beat Texas first, which I feel you can. Texas has one ranked win against a top 25 team. Georgia and Oregon have the most with 3. So we'll see where it goes. Yeah, but that's not going to happen. You guys are weak as shit this year. You guys aren't on our level. And Carson Beck is mid as fuck, dude. He's not a good quarterback. You know that too. Like, Dylan Gabriel isn't going to be a good NFL quarterback, but your shit is mid. Like, you guys are not the same championship caliber team. Georgia, Bama, you guys are not even in the conversation. Like, you're still in the conversation, but you're not like, you don't have 50 NFL players where everyone else has got 5 or less. It's not, it's not going to be uneven anymore. It's more even for everyone. So you guys can't, flex on everyone when you got 50 NFL players and everyone else has got 5 or less. Now it's even across the board in college football. So what that means is you're not going to see Alabama and Georgia winning it year in and year out anymore. There's going to be someone new coming to the dance, coming to the party. So, and you guys already got some natties and stuff, so you don't need another one. You already got it. Let Oregon get this one, and then maybe we'll see what happens. But I mean, originally I wanted, maybe like Ohio State in the Big Ten championship and in the Natty, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully Oregon can continue its dominance, and if we get Oregon, Georgia, Oregon, Texas, Oregon, Ohio State, Oregon, whoever, it doesn't matter to me. But we first got to take care of Penn State this weekend. But one thing I will say, I will be rooting for you to beat Texas, because I don't know, I'm not really sold on Texas. Like, they don't really have a defense, and Georgia has defense, and I like defense. So, Texas is, their defense is decent at times, but it'll be a real test to see, who comes out on top between Georgia and Texas. That's a pretty good, even matchup. So, but I would assume Georgia can win that game. I'm not sure if it's really a weird season. It's just even now, right? Nick Saban retired. Harbaugh went to the Chargers. You knew Texas and Oregon were going to take those 2 spots. And Dan Lanning is the best coach in college football now. And, you've been able to sit there with Kirby Smart with all of those NFL players, but now it's even. And there's no more advantage for Bama and Georgia anymore, and I love it. It shouldn't be just like 2 teams that can win it all out of 100. We want it to be a little bit more fair. And, moving forward, it's going to be fair, and that's what it's about. 2nd down and 3. But at least you got one of the best coaches in college still with Kirby Smart, so you got that going for you. Pass incomplete into the turf. Yeah, but I wouldn't mind playing Georgia in the Natty, because obviously there would be a chance for us to lose. Plus, we need payback on your guys' asses, so we don't forget. We got to get Penn State a little payback from the 94 Rose Bowl. I haven't forgotten about that either when I was 12. 3rd down and 3. I'm 42 now, 30 years ago. I don't forget. 3rd down and 3. Denver showing blitz. Flag on the play. Play is blown dead. Oh, Sarkisian loves the boogers. He's a booger boy. He loves it. All the flavor. Yeah, I mean, I just want it to be like, the college football playoff. We have 12. It'll go to 16. There's going to be upsets. So, I mean, there's no guarantee Oregon even makes it to the fucking Natty. You can play like, Miami or Texas or whoever, Penn State, and have like one bad half, and then your fucking season's over. Like, you don't really know, and that's why we love the NFL and college football. But I feel like college football has been more exciting than the NFL this year. And then now, without it being so top-heavy with recruiting, with just like 1 or 2 schools, and obviously Oregon is benefiting from Uncle Phil's money. It's not like I'm acting like we're not. We got the uniforms, we got the cleats, we got the money, we got the NIL. We got a lot of things going for us, as that next team up, like us in Texas, to take the spot, for Michigan and Bama, from being those dominant teams and losing their coaches. And, there had to be 2 teams that were going to step up, and that was Oregon and Texas. But, we're still a long ways away from being champion. But I hope before I die, I get to see him win at least once. If it's not this year, hopefully next year or the year after. But if we do win a championship, there is going to be a chance to win another, especially with recruiting. There's going to be a lot of people that will be like, well, I was going to go to Ohio State or Georgia, but now Oregon is kind of on the up and up with everything that they got with Dan Lanning. And the only way that, Dan would end up leaving Oregon is if Kirby Smart gets fired. And then that's the first guy that they're going to try to get, to take the spot. But as long as Kirby stays, then we're fine. But he's not going to leave Oregon for any job besides maybe that one. So, and I think everyone knows that. Yeah. Don't eat your boogers. Maybe Georgia's going to win just because of the booger eating. Could happen. Nice. Yeah, I was watching a little bit of it. I know Sami Zayn and Seth freaking Rollins were getting into it. It's in Washington, just I think in Everett. It's just north of me, a couple hours away. Shotgun set. Knicks. Floater. Incomplete. Got to be careful with that. Cortland Sutton, an intended receiver, incomplete. They got to get on the same page. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to be watching it. I got it recorded and whatnot, but I'll definitely be watching. It's one thing when you just want to be able to have that success, but just like the Patriots going to the Chiefs, once you become king of the mountain, then you become hated, and then everyone wants to be able to see something else. It's like just when we were starting to get sick of New England at one point or another, always getting there. Now we're getting it with obviously the Kansas City Chiefs, but this is the year that it might change. I kind of feel that Buffalo is going to get the 1 seed, and if they do have the 1 seed and then Kansas City has to go to Buffalo, they could still win, but I think this could be the year for Josh Allen. And they finally get past Patrick Mahomes. This is the weakest Chief team that we've seen in the Mahomes era, and we could end up getting a Bills-Lions Super Bowl. You heard it here first. Obviously Chiefs-Lions is most likely to happen, but if the Bills get the 1 seed, which I feel they will, I could see a Bills-Lions Super Bowl, and I think that would be actually the best Super Bowl that we could get. No disrespect to the Chiefs and the Eagles, if you're fans of those teams. Obviously, Eagles in the Super Bowl against the Bills would be wild as well with Saquon. That would be great, but I don't know. I just feel like Lions and Bills would be more fun, and I think more people like watching those teams than watching the Chiefs or the Eagles. Chiefs and Eagles, it's like their fan bases love them, but I mean, besides Saquon and whatnot, and Jalen and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Goddard, and obviously Big Fangio's made a big difference for the Philadelphia Eagles as well. So, floater, got a man. Oh, he got it. Go. Boom. Marvin Mims, how did he catch that? Bang, Bo Nix, touchdown Broncos. Oh my, what a throw, what a catch. Marvin Mims Jr., 93 yards to the house. Wow. Oh my, that was an incredible catch in full stride. Wow, that might have won the game from right there. Wow. Marvin. Wowza. That was awesome. Wow. Be honest, Shep. Carson Beck is ass. He ain't good. He just like, Will, obviously for the Buckeyes. And I'm not saying that, Dylan Gabriel deserves, a Heisman and he's going to be a great NFL player. He's not worthy of the Heisman, and he's not going to be a good NFL player, I don't think. But I think this quarterback class in college football is kind of ass. It's like Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward. If those two guys are the best, do we really honestly feel that they're going to be like the quarterbacks in this quarterback class? They're going to be able to do the same thing, Like if Shedeur Sanders, ends up going to like the Raiders or the Giants, do we 100% believe that they're going to be able to turn the franchise around? I don't think so. And then even Cam Ward is nice, but like, is he good enough to turn shit around? Like, I don't know. I just don't think this quarterback class is very good. And I feel like Georgia's quarterback is mid, and Ohio State's quarterback is mid. And if Georgia and Ohio State had better quarterbacks, that would be the difference. That would make them much better. But the quarterbacks really aren't that good. I think that's a fair statement based on games. It's not me trying to attack and talk shit. It's just like I said, if I had Carson Beck on Oregon, I'd be pissed. And if I had Will, obviously on the Buckeyes, I would be pissed because there's times where they can play good and they can be efficient, but I don't think people trust those quarterbacks. Like Georgia wins, typically with their defense, and if the defense isn't as good, and then obviously if the offense is struggling to get first downs, let alone touchdowns, that's definitely a red flag. So. Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't really have a whole lot of confidence in this quarterback class. Like, I hope Shooter Sanders pans out, even though, I don't know. Like, I feel with like Dion and him, they talk a lot, and obviously they didn't back up the talk in year one. Year two, they talk less, and now they have been panning out. But it's like, I think Shooter Sanders, obviously having his dad kind of arrogant personality is going to rub people the wrong way. And I think that if Cam Ward makes it, I think more people are going to root for him to succeed than Shedeur. If you're going to be rooting for one player on Colorado, it ain't fucking Shedeur Sanders with this bullshit right here. It's going to be Travis Hunter. And we know Travis Hunter can play corner or wide receiver. He's likable. But Shedeur, not so much, in my opinion. I mean, Shedeur Sanders has his moments and whatnot, but again, he's got too much of his dad's personality. And I like Dion, obviously on Florida State, on Atlanta, on the Cowboys, on the Niners, but I don't know, just Shedeur Sanders and the way that he portrays himself. It's like he acts like he's Deion Sanders, bro. You're not. You're never going to be your dad. You're never going to be the best at the position. It's not going to happen. It's cool to have that swagger because Deion's your dad and whatnot, but you're not going to be your dad, my guy. Yeah, agreed. Playing up to the competition and playing down to the competition is their problem. 100%. I agree. And Ryan Day should get fired and make Chip Kelly the head coach. They'll recruit better, and then they'll be a better team because Ryan Day can't beat Michigan, and they can't beat Oregon. They can't beat a top 5 team. And at some point, if you want the Buckeyes to have that legacy, you got to get rid of Ryan Day and move on. I still think Ryan Day is a good coach, beating shitty teams. But again, you're hired at Ohio State to beat Michigan and to be number 1. They don't hire you to be number 2 or number 3. Wow, touchdown, Browns, or Jerry Jeudy. What the hell is going on in this game? Wow, wow, wow. Oh, baby, I told you guys this game was going to be good. I told y'all, right? Everyone's saying, oh, this game's going to stink. It's not going to be good. Look at this. Oh, my. And we haven't seen Denver's defense look like this in a while, but look at that. Go route. No safety over the top. Terrible coverage there by Denver, and again, you can't play like that. And Denver's defense has been top 5 all year, and Jerry Jeudy making his presence known. Wow, baby. And again, I haven't seen Denver give up a big touchdown like that very often in this 2024 season. That was just, blown coverage, bad coverage. And Jameis will exploit it. So it shows you, even though Jameis can throw a bad pick 6 to Nick Bonito, he can forget and go back and throw deep with confidence. And he can actually fucking see with LASIK. That's the difference with this Jameis Winston. He's a little bit better than people want to give him credit for. Winston? Wow. More points. And he says, I just gonna beat that Denver Bronco ass. Obviously being a former Bronco, giving the media and the locker room something to think about. But the thing is, if Judy's gonna talk and he's gonna deliver, the Broncos need to do something about it. But they got no answer for Jerry Jeudy. Wow. Jeudy giving them that electricity to make this game a little bit closer. He said, my feelings, I just want to go back up there and whip their ass. Wow. What a game. What a game. Chief in the building. What's good? Oh, and Ohio State fans can't take any type of acknowledgement, or they never really want to like admit when they're beat or they're not as good as they think they are. They like to make excuses, the fan base. They never can be like, oh, yeah, Michigan was better or Oregon was, they always, oh, if this would have happened or that. But then they always fail to realize on the cheating plays that go in their favor, they never want to bring that shit up, only when it affects them on a positive way. If they end up losing, then it's all the refs cheated or this or that. It's never like, hey, good job. You guys were the better team. And I get it. Ohio State and Michigan hate each other, but it shows you like, that particular, fan base and that team, they need someone that is special, like a Tressel or an Urban Meyer. If you end up having this Ryan Day, you're not good enough. And again, it's possible that Chip gets hired and he fails, but I think that he would recruit better than Ryan Day. And if he's the head coach and the play caller, I think it would give them a better chance to beat Michigan and Oregon and get back to the top of the Big Ten. But we'll have to wait for Ryan Day to get booted before they make Trick the new head coach. So, but Ohio State fans are some of the worst. I mean, I've met some that are like kind of decent, that were actually willing to admit when they're wrong and admit the other team was better. But most of them, always want to make excuses, and they act like Bama and Georgia, where they've won like a billion times. Like, bro, like, yeah, we know that you're good. And we know that you have good history like Georgia and Bama. But again, lately, you haven't even been able to beat fucking Michigan, let alone like win it all. So it's like, how about take care of Michigan first before you start talking about Oregon and championships and natties, Like, you got to be able to focus on your rival. And Michigan wasn't even fucking ranked and you couldn't even beat them. So, they couldn't even make it to the Big Ten championship against Oregon to get payback. So there's that. But Ryan Day needs to go. Chief and Shep in the building. My brothers from another mother. Reunited, and it feels so good. This game is good, baby. I knew it was going to be good. Some people thought, Browns, Broncos, blah. It's going to be shitty. Not me. I knew this was going to be electric, and it definitely has delivered. On paper, could be a boring game to some, but what we're seeing here tonight, one of the best Monday night games that we've had this year. And on Thursday, we're going to have one of the best Thursday night games of the century. Packers and Lions. Let's go. For NFC supremacy. Shotgun set, first down and 20. Bo. Tipped, incomplete. Flag on the play. Me too. Exactly. Right. And if they do, right, then there's an excuse. Right. Wow. Garrett Bowles not on the line. Unbelievable. Shotgun set. Nix. Floater. Going deep. Got a man. And complete. Yeah, but I think it's a harsh reality for a lot of college football fans, whether they're bandwagon or they're hardcore, and normally it's, Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and if it's not those four teams, it's LSU or Clemson. If you're not one of those six teams, you got 0% chance to do fucking anything. Now, it's up for grabs, and I think that makes college football great, and I think it's better than the NFL. And I think moving forward with the college football playoff format, there's going to be some heartache and heartbreak. Like, even if Oregon's the only undefeated team, we could play someone like Miami in the playoffs and lose, or whoever, Penn State again, or whoever. So, you never know what could possibly happen. And, I can't wait to be able to see how everything plays out this weekend in the Big Ten championship and all the championship games, let alone when we get to the college football playoff. But I think the committee isn't going to get it right. They're going to end up leaving out teams that need to be in there, and we'll find out if they throw in, Alabama with 3 losses just because they're fucking Alabama. But we'll wait and see if they get it correct. But there'll definitely be at least a team that is left out that is deserving, maybe even 2. Trips left, shotgun set for Knicks. 3rd down and 17 underneath route. Not much there. Yeah, but they don't have the same type of recruiting and players as you guys. Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, like you guys end up having way more NFL players than anyone else. So of course you should fucking win. I mean, Jesus Christ, if you got 50 NFL players in a 3-year period and everyone else has got 5 or less or 10 or less, yeah, you should fucking win. I mean, if you can't win with fucking 50 NFL players, you don't even deserve to fucking be out there. I mean, anybody that's got that much of an advantage against all the other teams in college football should be fucking winning games on top of having good coaching and everything else, It hasn't been fair in college football. I mean, go back and look at all the NFL players, that are on these rosters. Recruiting has not been fair, but now it is. Now there's no loyalty from coaches, right? There's no loyalty from players. A player could be a quarterback on Texas A&M one year and Oregon the next. Like, there absolutely is no loyalty. There's NIL. People can move around. If you can't even draft, guys from your current state, it's not going to kill you anymore. Like, if you end up having some of your best players, like, I don't think people realize Ohio State, some of their best players are actually from Washington, right above from Oregon, like Emeka Egbuka. He's from Washington. A lot of people don't know that. But a lot of the top guys were from Washington that ended up leaving. They could have been Huskies, but they ended up going to Ohio State instead. Imagine if the Huskies were able to have Egbuka and a few others, right? Like, I don't think a lot of people realize, like, where a lot of these guys are coming from high school-wise. The Pacific Northwest actually has a lot of players, and Ohio State has 2 All-Americans that are from Washington. But a lot of people don't know that unless you read or follow sports. So, I mean, hell, if Egbuka was on goddamn Washington, oh my, But again, sometimes Washington loses out on their players and they end up going, to the top dog, whether that be Ohio State, a Michigan, a Georgia, a Bama. But maybe they'll be able to retain some of their guys in the future. But Washington and Oregon, we have athletes, baby. Yeah. And I already knew Texas and Oregon were going to take the spots of Michigan and Bama. Obviously the next step, Sarkisian, the booger eater, and obviously Dan Lanning, doing what he does. So, but the only thing that worries me about Texas is their defense, though. Very hit or miss. And offense, they have weapons, whether it's Quinn Ewers or Arch Manning. But I feel like, defense wins games, defense wins championships. And if you don't got a defense, that might be the only team that makes it over the Lions because they have Vic Fangio in that defense. But some people could argue the Eagles might be one of the best teams in the NFL, and some would even argue they like them even more than the Lions. I'm not sure if I would go that far, but the Eagles are right there with Detroit. It goes Lions, Eagles, Packers, and then obviously on the other side, I got Buffalo as one, and then you got Kansas City, and then you got a bunch of the other teams, right? The Ravens, the Steelers. I would probably have the Steelers as the number 3. I'd go Buffalo, Kansas City, and then I'd go Pittsburgh. And then after them, you got the Ravens and Lamar, the Chargers with Harbaugh, the Texans with C.J. Stroud. But, some of those teams have some missing pieces. Chubb. Nice. First down, Browns. Good to see Nick Chubb back in the game. But, it kind of feels like if realistically Lions or Eagles should make the Super Bowl, right? And then obviously on the other side, Bills and Chiefs. That's kind of that looks like the Final Four to me. Unless there's any major injuries, and then that next team up could step up, the Packers or the Steelers. But the Packers or Steelers are going to need help. And they're going to have to continue to stay playing hot as they have. And there's nothing wrong with being the 3rd best team in the AFC and the NFC with the Packers and Jordan Love. They get usually hot in December, as well as the Steelers and Russell Wilson playing like he's in Seattle in his prime. But Can they do that in the playoffs, though? And that's the question. And normally the answer is no. If they end up playing one of the top two, if the Packers play the Lions or the Packers play the Eagles, can they beat them? We'll have to wait and find out. Same thing with the Steelers. We know their defense and TJ Watt is great and Russell Wilson's great, but in prime time, when everyone's eyes are on you, can you beat Kansas City in the playoffs or Buffalo? And we don't know if they can, but we'll find out. Second down and 10, 28-25, Denver. Bro, you and Will are Falcons fans. 4 picks out of Cousins. Tampa's going to take that division. We had the injuries with Godwin and Evans, and now Evans is back making one-handed grabs. And if we had Godwin, we were going to win the division. But after we lost Godwin and Evans got hurt, you guys took over. But it's going to come down to either you or me. It's either going to be Tampa or Atlanta. I don't know if either one of us can win a playoff game, but we're trying to go for 4 playoff appearances in a row, and you guys are trying to break that streak and that cycle. We'll see. Njoku on 3rd down and 10. Great tackle there by Denver. 28-25 Broncos. What a game. But again, I wouldn't count out the Steelers or the Packers. They're kind of, playing in unproven territory. We know they can do it in the regular season, but can they do it in the postseason with all the eyes on them? And again, the Packers defense typically is pretty good. Steeler defense is better than the Packers. But again, Steelers at home, really tough. Packers at home, really tough. But on the road, can you play like you play at home? And that's the thing that they're going to have to try to do if they want to be able to surprise the world. Great punt there by Cleveland. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you guys haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. I think we just need a few more to get to 20, and we're at 5. We need 95 to go on the Dono train. It's like we're at, what are we at, 14? So if you are in the room, Chief with Chief Chef, any of y'all that are hopped in late, again, if you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We're at 15 now. 5 more to go to get to 20. And again, we're at 5, 95 to go. Bo almost getting sack lunched in the end zone for a safety. Pass incomplete. Yeah. Michael Penix Jr. would be interesting. There would be good and there would be bad. But again, I said it and I'll say it again. Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., and Jaden Daniels were the most NFL ready coming in. And, I'm not, and we know Kirk Cousins has that experience, but he is old. But again, at some point, the shift is going to have to happen. I'm just not sure if they're going to do it right now with, being in playoff contention with Tampa. Now, if you guys were in like 3rd or in last place, like the Saints or the Panthers, then maybe you would get Michael Penix Jr. this week. But since, you guys are right there in the hunt, they're not going to move off Kirk. You're either going to win or die with Kirk Cousins. And then, move on to Penix next year. Nice catch by Cortland Sutton there. Bo to Sutton. Let's go. Plus, that would be a good thing for Atlanta to have a lefty again with Michael Vick. A lot harder to defend a lefty that's good than a righty, because there's just less of them. And I'll be rooting for Michael Penix Jr. to have a badass career. Even being a Duck fan, that was my favorite quarterback to watch. I've only had 3 quarterbacks that I would go out of my way in my life in college to watch every game they played, no matter who they played. Number 1, Michael Vick. Number 2, right? Johnny Football. Number 3, Michael Penix Jr. And Bo Nix was great. You know, he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. First down, Broncos. Jalen McLaughlin, 18 yards. Delpit with the tackle. Move the chains. Take care. No, he is a franchise guy. I mean, you don't draft him, you know, at the position, you know, obviously there, unless you think that he could be like a Michael Vick, but also he could be even better than Michael Vick. I'm not saying Michael Penix Jr. is going to be a Steve Young, which is probably one of the better lefties that we've had in the last 30, 40 years, right? But as far as the other lefties like Tua, you know, Michael Vick and a few of the others that we've seen, you know, he has got a chance, you know, to be pretty special. And if he's got the proper offensive line, the proper supporting cast, the proper coaching, the proper defense, yeah, I could definitely see Michael having the same kind of success Bo is having here with Denver and Jaden Daniels in Washington. So, and it's not like Atlanta doesn't have a fucking team. You know, they got a lot of defensive pieces as of late. Judon from New England, Jesse Bates III has made all the difference from the Bengals. They can't even win a game without him. Or Joe Mixon, right? You got Pitts, you got Drake London, you got Mooney, you got Bijan. There's no excuse. Keep building an offensive line. But the problem is with Atlanta, you need a better owner, right? A better GM and a better head coach. And I know the owner isn't, you know, bad, but it could be better, you know, if we're being honest. But, you know, the owner is really the last thing that we should be talking about. It's really more the GM and the head coach and the coordinators. They need to be better, you know. And if you get the right pieces in there to change the culture, then we might see the Atlanta Falcons winning the NFC South year in and year out, you know, with Tampa and Nolans trying to fight. First down and 10, 28-25, Denver. Bo, hands off. Decent game there from McLaughlin. Yeah, I've had Morris. I know, you know, what he's about, but I mean, if you had a chance to be able to get Mike Tomlin over Morris, would you take it? You know, it's like you need someone like that. You get Mike Tomlin in Atlanta or Mike Tomlin coming to Tampa, that changes things. You know, like you need someone like that. Like Morris is more of a coordinator, not a head coach. That's just facts, bro. You might like him, but he's more of a guy that you would want on your staff, not to be like the leader, you know. Not saying that he can't do it, but I just feel that, you know, some guys are more accustomed to be a coordinator or a play caller, and others, you know, are leaders. And I don't think he really screams leader, you know. Like he's kind of better than maybe some of the others they've had in recent memory, but he's still not good enough to get them where they need to go, in my opinion. He's a decent coach, but I wouldn't say like great. You know, I could probably think of like 10 or 15 guys I would rather have than Raheem. You know, you got Mike Tomlin on Atlanta, and then we're fucking cooking. And then Tampa and Nolans are worried. You know, like I like who I got. You know, and I got Baker there and everything, but you get a guy like Mike Tomlin in Atlanta, that changes the fucking culture. You know, accountability. You know, discipline. Think about if you had Mike Tomlin in Atlanta, how much better Atlanta would be. The Buffalo Bills will end up winning the AFC. Again, if they end up having the same record as Kansas City, they already won the tiebreaker by beating them. And again, if Buffalo gets that 1 seed, that's going to put them in position for home field. And this might be the year that Josh Allen makes the Super Bowl. They might not win against Detroit if Detroit gets there, but it'll be exciting. Fourth down and 2. What a great game. I mean, I was hoping for a final score like this, 27-23. We're at 28-25. We're going to get both teams in the 30s, it looks like, before the game is over. Who would have thought that? And Both defenses are good. It's pretty rare to have good defenses give up this many points, especially electric touchdowns that we've seen tonight. Bo trying to get them to jump, but they won't. 180. Not working, Bo. Belichick would not be a good fit for fucking Atlanta. No, that would not. Yeah, you got too many players that would push back. It would not work. You know, again, it's like for that you would have to have a disciplined team, top to bottom, and they would not. That would not work out. You know, and they're talking about Belichick to Dallas, but that wouldn't work out either if Jerry Jones is calling all the shots. That's why Bill probably won't take that job. You know. But I think Buffalo can get the one. You know, Kansas City is good, but they've been, you know, barely winning. You know, this might be the year that Allen does it, and it may not be, but this is the best chance that they've had, besides the miraculous comeback. You know, when they had 13 to 17 seconds when they took the lead, and then Mahomes went to Kelsey, and then they ended up, winning the game. But besides that particular year, this year feels like, it could be the year that they're a little bit closer, a little bit more competitive, and have a good chance to win, especially at the end of the year if Buffalo's got the 1 seed. But it's not like Kansas City can't go on the road and win, but obviously playing at home would be much better for Chief fans. Yeah, it could be a trap game. I agree with that. But Buffalo's look like the best team in the AFC as of late. But again, playoffs are a whole nother story, as we know, right? You got Andy Reid, you got Mahomes, you got Kelsey, you got Chris Jones. Again, to be the best, you have to beat the best. And at some point, Buffalo will beat Kansas City, but we just don't know when. They haven't been able to do it yet, but, it feels like they finally got a top 5, top 10 running back in James Cook, and they never had that before. And now, even though they got rid of, certain pieces like Diggs and Gabe Davis, you don't have to worry about the drama anymore, right? But it'll be very interesting to see how it plays out. Lions, Eagles, Packers, Bills, Chiefs, Steelers. Who's going to make the Super Bowl out of those 6 teams? First down and 10. Shotgun set. Imagine if Deshaun Watson was playing. They probably would have 5 points right now, not 25. But, dumb organizations make dumb moves. Jerome Ford with a 2-yard gain. Second down and 8 on the Cleveland 32. Yep. And also, too, having Ben Johnson there and not leaving to be a head coach of a bad team was very instrumental. But the only way I can see a team like the Eagles beating the Lions, Saquon has to be the best player on the field, and I just don't know if he will be when they play each other. If they play each other, because we know Gibbs and Montgomery can play just as good as Saquon. We know Saquon it might be the MVP this year, just like maybe Genti in college football, right? Has put up some monster numbers, just like Derrick Henry. But again, nobody's got a 2-headed horse better than the Detroit Lions, on top of the best offensive line, best offensive linemen in Penei Sewell. It's going to take a lot to beat Detroit. It kind of feels like, they had a shitty defense last year and they were only a couple points away from the Super Bowl. Now the defense is good. So as good as Philly is, it's going to be a tough test, but that would be the only other team I could see beating Detroit. I don't see Green Bay doing it. But they'll have a chance this Thursday to do it in Detroit. We'll find out. 4th and 1. But kind of feels like Lions, Chiefs, or Lions, Bills to me. But you never know. Yeah. I mean, just imagine if Kelsey was still there at center for the Eagles. Saquon's numbers would even be bigger. And he's lost a lot of touchdowns to Jalen Hurts at the goal line. He's got the most opportunities down to the one than any running back in the NFL. And Hurts has got, obviously, the most touchdowns from the one. So, Saquon's numbers would be even higher if, he didn't have some of that bad luck of going down at the 1 yard line and then having them run the tush push instead of rewarding Saquon, But that's how it goes, right? But both of them have been able to get in the end zone a lot, so I don't think they really care. As long as they're winning, right? Yeah, Cooper John fucking one-on-one to Henry. That was beautiful. But the big difference also, too, could be, if Detroit does lose to Philly, it'll be not just because of Saquon. It'd probably be more Vic Fangio. Because, again, they had a horrible defense last year. Now their defense is awesome, right? And then they ended up drafting corners. They hit on their draft picks. The Georgia players like Nakobe Dean and Jalen Carter are great. So, again, you got to have the right coaches more than the players. If you got the right coaches in play with the right scheme, it changes everything. From a team that went 10-0 and then shit the bed, and then, Tampa beating them in the playoffs and making coaching changes halfway through the year. That was not right. But, again, it shows you, if you end up having a great defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, it can really make the difference. So, but not enough people are giving Vic Fangio that love and that Eagle defense love. We're always talking Saquon, Jalen, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard, but no one has been talking about Fangio, and, that is really the difference in the Eagles this year. I mean, everyone can say, oh, Saquon. Yeah, that's great. But, again, defense wins games. Defense wins championships. So. Hurts is better than Goff, but again, Goff is in a perfect system. I mean, could you imagine if Jalen Hurts was on fucking Detroit? Yeah, but the Eagles have been able to, build that defense, with the players that they have for, a little bit longer and whatnot. You got to think the Lions defense, they didn't really have a whole lot of pieces. And again, it takes time, but again, it kind of felt like if the Lions defense could be top 15 with a top 5 offense, that might be enough to win it all. And that's what you're kind of getting right now. So. But we would have to see, you can still have good defenses and offenses could still put up big points. Look at this game that we're watching today. Denver defense has been top 2, top 3 all year. Cleveland typically has a good defense, right? Some games we end up getting a 13-10 kind of game. But tonight, 31-25 with some amazing electric deep plays. So it's one thing to have a good D-line, but what about the secondaries? You can have a good defense, but it's a passing league, not a running league. We're in the fourth quarter now, 31-25, Denver. Yeah, but it will be exciting no matter what, combination of, if we end up getting, the Chiefs and the Lions, or if we get Bills, Lions, or if it ends up being Eagles and Chiefs or Eagles and Bills. Whatever combination that we're going to get, it's going to be good. And the most least likely would be Packers, Steelers. But even that, if that were to happen, that would still end up being a good Super Bowl. Maybe not as enjoyable to others, but oh, it's 12 noon. You know what time it is? Time for a Nick Bonito's sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. Give me some leftovers. Let's go. Jameis lost his head. Bonito's like, I can get a pick 6 and I can sack Lunch's ass. Making him try to open up a famous Jameis crab shack. Sooner than later, baby. Bang! Third down and 23 on the Cleveland 27. 14-yard loss on that sack lunch. Turkey, gravy, mashed potatoes, cranberry, stuffing, pumpkin pie, apple pie, pecan pie. Get you some sack lunch leftovers. See if they can do it again. Quick pass to Njoku, put his head down, ran over 3 Broncos. Wow. Nice job by Njoku. All right, 4th down. They got a punt. This weekend on Sunday, it's the Chiefs and the Chargers, and normally I do Sunday Night Football, but I will have time with family. I'm going to do my Thanksgiving meal that I wasn't able to do, but I did get my best friend to drop off leftovers, so I had a meal for 2 days, which was nice, but there won't be a stream on Sunday. Too bad we couldn't switch Sunday night's game with Monday night, but I'm definitely looking forward to the food. I mean, I already had a little bit of a sample of it, but turkey, ham, stuffing, mashed potatoes. Oh, I'm gonna eat good for a couple days, and then a couple weeks later, then we're gonna have Christmas, and I'm gonna have that meal. So, that could happen. That could happen. Steelers and Broncos could line up with each other. Also, too, on the flip side, the Broncos could, surprise everybody and actually win a playoff game. If you get in, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have a good defense, which the Broncos do. Like the Chargers. The Chargers, even though traditionally they have, good team on paper, but they never could really do it because the coaching was terrible with, Lynn and Staley. But now they have Harbaugh. And obviously that would probably be a shock if the Chargers or the Broncos won a playoff game, but they got a pretty good defense too over there. And again, if you run the ball effectively and have a good defense, control the clock, limit the turnovers, win the time of possession, play smart, anything could happen. So, I will. I'm just kind of upset that I'm missing the Chiefs and the Chargers. I wanted to do that game, but that was the day. That my dad decided that, and I wouldn't be able to do it on fucking Saturday with the Ducks and the Nittany Lions and the Big Ten Championship. I can't miss that. So I guess if it had to be on Saturday or Sunday, then I guess it's Sunday. So, or if the meal was earlier, I was hoping the meal would be at noon, and I could do Sunday Night Football. But it sounds like I got to wait on my stepsister and whatnot, and so I guess it's going to have to be at 3 p.m. is when we're going to quote unquote eat. So no time. My dad was like, how about I pick you up and then you eat and you stay for an hour and then I'll drop you off or whatever, and then you can do the game. But it's I want to make sure I get time with the family, and I don't want it to be a rushed visit, oh hi and then get the food, bye, but I don't know. We got some pretty good ESP on this channel though. Again, we talk a lot of football. There's a lot of intelligence. Not everything that we say is going to come true, but a lot of stuff does. Again, it's all about if you watch games and you read and you watch film. History tends to repeat itself. You just have to pay attention. Yeah, but I'll be back obviously on Monday, and we're going to be doing. I don't know if I'm going to do a stream tomorrow. I might end up doing Auburn and Duke for college hoops on Wednesday. And then we got Packers and Lions on Thursday Night Football. Then we got UNLV and Boise State for the championship, conference championship on Friday. Intercepted by Ward. Terrible throw by Bo Nix into triple coverage. What was he doing? Especially when you got Newsome and you got Ward back there, you better make sure that throw is on point. Myles Garrett got a hammy issue there, grabbing the back of that leg. And a terrible attempt there by Mims. He jumped too early. I mean, if you're gonna go, you have to turn into the defender if you know you're not going to get there and try to poke it away. But he jumped too early, like a second early. And again, we saw Mims with the amazing touchdown, right? And ended up, thinking, oh, that could have been the play that maybe won them the game. or gave them a better chance. But then on the next drive, then you end up making a critical error by jumping a second too early, because I think that could have been prevented. But no, that's what happens. You got good corners out there. They know when to jump. All right, Jameis, your turn. Look at Jameis. Uh-oh, Judy. Oh, my. What a shootout this game. Like I said, never underestimate teams that got guys that can sling it. Because I guarantee there's a lot of people that said, I'm not watching this dog shit game. Browns, Broncos, gross. And then they are flipping on their apps as they've been just doing nothing. And they're like, oh, wow, this game actually is good. Nice job by Judy. Jameis. Tip. And complete. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you guys haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We got a few more minutes to try to get to 20. I believe we're at 15. We need 5 more likes to get to 20. And we're at 5. 95 to go on the Dono train. Help your boy out. Your boy's got bills. 7 receptions, 200 yards. Golly. Who started Jerry Jeudy in fantasy? Some people did. Second down and 10. Man in motion. Jameis, hands off. Chubb. Short gain. Well, of course. Of course he makes you nervous, but that's what makes it fun, right? He says ridiculous stuff, and again, he's a liability. But the fact that he's a guy that can throw a pick six, but again, he doesn't let it affect him. He already knows that is kind of who he is. So he moves on. And so if he throws a pick six, he can still throw for 2 or 3 touchdowns after. But other quarterbacks that throw a pick six, he might do it again and again and again and continue that downward slope. And Jameis also can do that. But again, with the weapons that he has on this offense, he's got guys that can make big plays. First down, Cleveland. And it also probably helps that Nick Chubb isn't 100%, because if Nick Chubb is 100%, they're going to be more of a run-heavy team, right? They're going to hand the ball off to Nick Chubb. They're going to hand it off to Jerome Ford. Less throwing opportunities, and then it's like Njoku will get them, and then maybe Judy gets like 70 yards. But since Nick Chubb is not 100% and Jerome Ford is being utilized kind of like here and there, they've turned into more of a I'm going to throw the ball kind of team, not I'm going to run first, be a defensive team. Because that's what the Browns were in the past. Run heavy, play defense, win the game. But now, without Deshaun Watson in there, they can sling it. Tipped and complete. Nick Bonito. Even though Jameis Winston is a goofball, he is well respected by every team that he's on. He just says the craziest shit, like you give that guy a microphone. Like if you were going to have a player that has a podcast, like Jameis would be the guy to have one. You know what I mean? Like there's certain NFL players that do not deserve to have a platform, like LaShawn McCoy, right? Doesn't say it, or Emmanuel Acho. Terrible. Make my ears bleed, right? But Jameis, it would be a guy that could have a podcast and be successful. Pass incomplete. Patrick Surtain, we haven't really mentioned his name that much today. Third down and 10 on the Denver 21. Yeah, Waffle House sounds money. I'll call the Usos, Chief. We'll go. We'll meet up with Jimmy and Jay and Sammy. Third down and 10. Trips right, and then the clock expires. Yeah, if I ever get rich, that would be something. Chef, Chief, Oh Doggy Dog in the South, eating Waffle House at 2 in the morning, just shooting the shit, having a good meal. That sounds amazing, man. And your boy can eat, even though I have been working out and losing a lot of weight. If we're talking Waffle House, I can have an exception like like The Rock, where he has his one cheat meal a week or one a month. Yeah. Third and 15. on the Denver 26. Oh, yeah. Waffle House, and someone's going to get beat up. They're down in 15. Jameis, check down. Oh! Judy, first down. Browns. Or this is going to be known as the Jerry Judy game. Trying to beat the team that obviously that he was very vocal on social media, saying that not only did I want to win, but I want to beat their ass. And he's doing everything in their power to do so. Jerry Judy, 8 receptions, 219 fucking yards, 12 targets. Are you fucking kidding me? Moore's got 11. Njoku's got 14 targets. 219. He might get 250 before this game's over. Jameis. And don't sleep on Jameis as a runner, especially in the red zone. He may not be Cam Newton or AR, but he can get in the end zone. He's crafty enough. Man, Jerry Judy be balling today. 31-25, Denver. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. We only need a few more likes to get to 20, and we're at 5:95 to go. Help your boy out. Second and goal. Shotgun set. Winston, wide open. Nick Chubb with the tutty, and this one may come down to whoever has the ball last, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast. Nice job, Cleveland. No bark, all bite. Nick Chubb in the end zone. Extra point out by Hopkins is good. 32-31 Browns for one of the best Monday Night Football games of the year. The Jerry Judy game. Jerry Judy trying to be like Jamar Chase today. States without a single Waffle House: Alaska, California, Connecticut, Hawaii, Idaho, Iowa, Maine, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Dakota, Oregon, and a few more. No bark, all bite, baby. 32-31 Browns. For all those people that thought this game wasn't going to be good. Shame on you. No, I just looked it up. What you know about that? All right, no worries. Have a good one. McLaughlin getting crushed by Myles Garrett and a couple other Browns. I mean, I don't really like seeing a good defense like Denver get ripped up like this and whatnot, but it's kind of cool to see Jameis Winston actually have like some kind of success. I mean, a guy gets hated on, left and right, and it's just kind of cool to be able to see a player like him that normally fucks up all the time and is kind of known for fucking up to actually be kind of entertaining, whether you like him or not, or the Browns or not, Like, make it entertaining. I mean, hell, you were able to beat Pittsburgh when no one thought you could, even though we knew that was a trap game. Cortland Sutton there. There we go. First down, Broncos. Bo Nix. Cortland Sutton. Move the chains. Yeah, but it shows you in this particular game, if you're exploiting a weakness at corner, that's how you end up getting a game at 32-31. And Denver probably should have won this game by, at least 7 or more. But again, exploiting a weakness based off an injury and continue to go to that individual. But it's not like Judy's the only one that's been falling out. Like, everyone has been contributing to the Brown offense. Delpit from LSU. .736 left, 32-31 Browns in a shootout. Awesome game. I know there's a lot of people tuning in now that said fuck it at the beginning. First down and 10. Next. McLaughlin trying to break a tackle, but that Cleveland defense is stingy. Got fucking 7 Browns right all up in his business. Yeah, I would have been happy with just a 27-24 kind of game, but to get the teams in the 30s, especially with both of these defenses, shocking. But again, fun game to watch. Like, both of these defenses typically are, in the top 10. And oh, what a catch! Wow, what athleticism right there. First down, Broncos. Hand, team, move the chains. But with 6:20 left, I mean, who knows how many more possessions that each team is going to have. Like I said, it could come down to whoever has the ball last. And if the Broncos score, right, and there's like 2 minutes left, that's enough time for Jameis to score too. So we'll see how this plays out here in the fourth. Handoff. McLaughlin, good run there. 8.5-yard gain. Agreed. I mean, the snow part, the visuals of the snow was cool, but as far as, you know, the game itself, yeah, this one is much better. That's why I never, like, discredit the matchup when I look at it. When I look at the records and I look at the teams, you know, it might not be, like, my favorite teams to watch, but it doesn't mean that this can't be an amazing game for us to enjoy as fans. 2nd down and 1. Next to Kroll. Incomplete. Maybe if the Broncos wore this jersey and helmet set, things would be different. Shotgun set, 3rd down and 1. Next. 1st down, Cortland Sutton, move the chains. And again, you saw Russell Wilson and Cortland Sutton having that connection last year where Sutton was scoring literally every game last year. And again, the more opportunities Sutton can get, the more points he can put up on the board for Denver. Zay with a 15er. Thank you so much, man. I was waiting for someone to help me out. Now we're at least at 20. Thank you so much, Zay. We're at 5 for 3 hours and 19 minutes. It was a little shocking, but thank you so much. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. Help your boy out. Now we're at 20, 80 to go. What do you want to see, Zay? You got anything specific you want to see photo-wise? Let me know. But I appreciate you. Chief is joining the party now with a tenner. Thank you so much. Now we're at 30. Much better than being at 5 or 0. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. Shout out to the 2 of you. Thank you. And maybe that'll lead to a few more. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're at 30, not 35. Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much. 32, 31, bronze. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Let's try to get to 20 likes before this one is up, and I think we have a chance to do that. We only need a couple more. Where are we at? We at 15 or 16. So if you are in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, do that for your boy. We need 4 more to get to 20. We're at 16. Very doable. 3rd and 6. Shotgun set. Man in motion. Mims. Blitz coming for Cleveland. Screen pass. Mims just short of the marker. What a great timed blitz there by Cleveland. And that was the big decision. Do you go for the field goal or do you try to go for a touchdown? If it's 4th down and 1, you can run a QB sneak with Bo Nix, and that'll be better than handing the ball off to a running back. You know, but again, you have to be able to, you know, time the gap. Otherwise, you're running right into Myles Garrett. So let's see what they do here. I mean, obviously, you can do a quick screen pass as well, and that could end up being a 1st down. But let's see what Sean Payton has got cooking in his bag. And I don't think I would be running a shotgun set on 4th and 1. But I mean, if you're running a 4th and 1 shotgun set, I guess you could do a draw, but that would be very risky. I don't think I would do that. Because you got to think, if you go for it here on 4th down and you don't get it, there's a good chance that Cleveland will get a field goal or a touchdown and the game's over. So you have to be very calculated here. Now, but again, if it's me, you don't hand the ball off to the running backs. I think my first option as a coordinator would be QB sneak the Bo, go away, from Myles Garrett if you can. Easier said than done. And then if I wasn't going to run that play, then I guess I would run a shotgun set play with Bo, and then you just try to run a quick out, a slant, a crossing route, just something very bang bang quick. But looks like they're going for the field goal, and the field goal is up and good. 34-32 Denver. I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, getting the points is good. But, I mean, if Cleveland, obviously their field goal kicker has already missed one today, and so maybe that's the reasoning for this. But Cleveland can get a field goal and win with 2:54 left. But I guess points is better than no points. Oh, I wouldn't be doing play action on that play. You know, not with Myles Garrett breathing down your fucking neck. Well, let's see if that was the correct decision. I mean, it gives them the lead here. And, you know, normally if Denver's defense is playing like a top 2, top 3 defense, they're like, oh, yeah, they can hold them. But in this game, nobody can hold anyone, right? The Denver defense is getting exploited. Cleveland defense is getting exploited. They don't really have an answer for Judy or for Njoku. And again, if there was a time for their defense to step up, it's fucking right now. You got to be able to find a way to get a turnover. Not saying that you're going to get another Nick Bonito pick six, but you're going to need something spectacular on Denver's defense to be able to win this game now. And again, if they can get close enough, Hopkins, can kick the field goal and win. But if Denver's defense can hold them to like a 50-yard field goal, that could miss. And that could end up, helping Denver win the game. It's just 2:54 left. That's a lot of fucking time. That's not 54 seconds. That's not a minute 54. 2:54 is a fucking eternity. So, shit, in 2:54, you could get Denver getting a field goal and then Denver getting a field goal. There's enough time. They have 2 possessions, but we'll find out what happens here. I mean, we need a sack lunch. We need a punch out. We need a fumble. We need a pick. We need a fumble for a touchdown. We need a pick six. We need something. A tipped pass in the air. What a great game. Everything on the line. Look for Jameis Winston to go to Njoku and Jerry Jeudy. Can't forget about this guy either. Jameis, play action fake. Good protection up front. Protection breaking down. Got him! 12 noon, you know what time it is? That Denver defense stepped up. Yum, 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 yum. At the perfect time that you needed a fucking defensive play, you got it on Jameis. Nice job. There you go. Hell yeah. The Brown sideline is like this right now. As well as Denver's. Let's go. 2nd down and 18. Jameis, they're bringing the time blitz at the perfect time right now. And Jameis running for his goddamn life. 3rd down and 12. And I like the defensive play called by Vance Joseph here. But I thought Nick Bonito looks like he's getting a little tired, and that's a key component they need on the field. You can't have Bonito off the field and try to win this. Fantastic game. And again, you can get half the yardage, right, if you go for it. I mean, depending on if you go for it at this point or not, I guess. Depends on how many timeouts are left, too. Jameis slings it. Jamora, 1st down, Browns. But let's look at the replay to see if he got both feet down. Wow. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, toe drag swag. It looks like he might have got it. Ooh. I need to see another look. Oh, I think he made it, though. Toe drag swag. Boop, 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 boop. Incredibly lucky throw there by Jameis. Like I said at the beginning of the game, it could come down to whoever has the ball last to win the game. And Jameis Winston trying to make some plays. Elijah Moore, the former Jet receiver, getting that toe drag swag. Unbelievable. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Too bad we can't have games like this every fucking game. It's definitely a game that, for a casual NFL fan, whatever. But again, once you start seeing the stats and whatnot and the score, sometimes, matchups end up being a little overrated, like the Buffalo-San Fran game. The snow part was cool, injuries not so much, right? But in this game, 3-8 team going against a 7-5 team, but it's definitely lived up to the billing and some. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And anyone that hasn't listened to that new Kendrick album, shame on you. Peekaboo, peekaboo. Banger after banger. Squabble up. First down and 10. Peekaboo, peekaboo. Shotgun set. First down and 10. Jameis. Intercepted! Oh! Let's go! And that's exactly what you needed. We got one pick six. Nah. How about two? Oh, baby. For all those Bronco fans that were getting hella nervous, eating their goddamn fingernails to the core. Oh, baby. Wow. Wow. Good Jameis, bad Jameis. Good play, bad play. Oh, my God. What a game. Unbelievable. Oh. I feel college football has been better than the NFL this year, but if every game was like this, things would be different. Extra point is up. And good. Oh, shit. Oh, who's got Denver defense? I do. Let's go. Waffle House. Wow. The only time that you can give up, 30 points, right? Have two pick sixes and still get 12 points in fantasy. Unbelievable. 41-32. Cleveland. Nah. Denver. Wow. Oh, my God. Wow. Don't they give up 500 yards? Oh, my God. Yeah. You get the good Jameis and the bad Jameis, right? He's going to make some amazing plays and some amazing touchdowns like that long throw to Mims, but then also he's had two pick sixes. It's just kind of in his DNA. He's going to be a gunslinger like Brett Favre. Not as good as Brett, And sometimes it's going to go in his favor, and then other times it's going to be absolute disaster. Steal with a fiver. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack. Bye-bye. Oh, my God. When I start to lose my shit, things are crazy. Wow, what a play by McMillan. Yes, that is true. You had Buffalo D, correct? But 2 pick sixes, bro, like giving up 32 points and still getting double digits is unheard of. I mean, just imagine if they would have held Cleveland to like 10. I can only imagine how many fantasy points that would have been. Like, that would have been like 20-something. 2 pick sixes and holding them to like 10 points. Looking down in 10. Yeah, still time for a Judy garbage touchdown. Almost another interception. Incomplete. Yeah. Oh, almost got it too. Yeah, that's why all of us in the room are obviously a part of the league for the most part. So, unfortunately, me and Chief O'Chief did not make the playoffs this year, but Chief has been better than me. Everyone's been pretty much better than me. Njoku with a drop. Now you know when things are not, normally that's a catch, and when you can't even get your guy to catch the football. Tough. This is, for as far as like a paper matchup, a lot of people are disgusted and just like, I don't want to watch this game or whatever. But again, a lot of people are going to regret not tuning into this game. This is definitely one of the game of the years in 2024. I'm not saying it is the game of the year, no, but I'm saying it's definitely one of the top 5, let alone Monday night games, but one of the top 5 games that we've seen this year. I can't even remember I don't even think we've had a game on stream that we've had 2 pick sixes. I think this is the first time that we've had it in 2024. Really good game. Oh, look at Jerry Jeudy. He's like, let me do this against you. 235. T.O. Irving Fryer, who? Wow. Fryer with Dan Marino back then, I remember. Then I think of like random names when I see Irving Fryer, like O.J. McDuffie. And if you guys are true NFL heads, you remember guys like that. Oh, I don't know. Tampa and Atlanta were pretty good, but you guys cheated in that game to win when the Bucky Irving face mask didn't get called, and then I fucking lost. So I would say this game. Pass incomplete. But the Tampa-Atlanta game was very good. But if the Bucky Irving face mask gets called, then you guys lose. But, you guys might not have the refs in the back pocket, but a lot of face masks not called that determine the outcomes. Just like with the Vikings and Rams on the Sam Darnold face mask, like a week later. Everyone just staring at the face mask, and then they just don't call it. Okay. That's how the refs work. They decide when they want to dictate the outcome of a game. 2nd down and 10, by either throwing the flag or not throwing a flag. Jameis steps up in the pocket, check down. There's Ford. Go, Jerome. Go, Jerome. Waffle House. There you go. Damn right you did. Come on, bro. You guys cheated that fucking win. Now, some of the other games were very, very close, but that was a Tampa win. But we'll see what happens as the season winds up. And if you guys end up getting the NFC South crown, I wish you guys the best, and hopefully you guys can win a playoff game. 1st down and 10, but best believe I'm not going to just fucking hand it over. Not only myself, but the fan base is going to go for 4 in a row. NFC South crown. Going deep, got a man. Oh, incomplete, and a flag on the play. It's a flag party. No, Tampa fan would say, fuck the Falcons, fuck all the teams in the division, fuck the Falcons, fuck everybody that represents them, fuck the Saints, fuck everyone there, Panthers, fuck them, fuck everybody else. You know, you got to understand, I'm not built like every other Tampa fan. Tampa fans are like, fuck everyone else. It's like all you guys fans. You know, everyone is just like, fuck that team, fuck that team. You know, I'm one of those people that actually wants like the Panthers and the Falcons and Saints to have success. Let's be real. There's not anybody like me that's out there that's streaming, you know, or fans. You know, everyone is like, fuck everybody else but my team and my players. Let's be real. Intercepted! Now it's over. Now it's over. Good Jameis, bad Jameis. That's just how it rolls. Famous Jameis, Crab Shack. Get you some. You know, I appreciate greatness for what it's at, but you got to understand, you know, like 90% of fans, if not more, are all about their teams. And in reality, they're like, fuck everybody else. You know, that's how it goes, especially if you're young. I feel like once you get older, like after 30, you start to like appreciate greatness and the other teams in the division and everything. But when you're young, you know, if you're like 15, 18, 20, you know, and you're kind of immature, it's pretty much like, you know, my teams are the greatest, fuck everybody else, you know. But then you get a little bit more mature and you age and you start to appreciate, you know, greatness for what it is. But there's also going to be haters that are going to be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and they'll never give credit to the other teams or the other players. That's just how it is. Waffle House, bitches! What a game. Final score, Denver Broncos 41, Cleveland Browns 32. Get you some fucking Waffle House. Now, for the people that donated, any kind of photos that you guys want to see before I go? That's the only chain that's getting pulled, baby. NWSF chain, get you one. Got Noria with a tour. Yeah, I can get photos up for the people that supported for sure. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, cactus jack, bang bang, baby. Go. Boyd, what a name. Fuck, I haven't heard that name in a minute. Zay, Chief O'Chief, Captain, anything else that you guys want to be able to see? I got you. Might as well, right? Okay, I got you guys. One of my favorite players on the Saints, even though I'm a Bucs fan. I just love that he can do everything. Penn State's got a guy that can do everything. Got to make sure we limit the damage. And then Chief O'Chief, I'll throw some, I can get you some vintage stuff. Unless there's something specific you want to be able to see. But I mean, if you're going to donate, you might as well see something dope. And again, it gives a chance for everyone to get to know your personality and who you root for. I mean, that's a big thing. I mean, I love HD 4K photos, but I do the photos in a way to be able to have you represent your favorite teams and players on the channel. Which you're not going to be able to get anywhere else. So, I mean, no one else is doing what I'm doing. And then if they do what I do, then you know where they stole it from, me. So I don't copy anybody else. I try to keep it OG original, baby. Zay with another 20. My boy, thank you for coming through, man. If you didn't come through, shit, we would have maybe ended with like a 5 or something. But you started it up, man. And then obviously we got a couple people to follow after that. My boy, thank you so much. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. Let's go. 57 is a lot better than 0 or 5 that we were at for a majority of the stream. So thank you so much. Now, if the Saints could ever figure out how to utilize Taysom Hill and give him 15 to 20 looks every game at quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, then they would be winning a shitload of more games, but they don't utilize him properly, and hopefully one day they'll have the right coaching staff that will. But, I mean, this is a guy that could literally score a touchdown every week if they gave him the fucking ball. Give him 5 attempts at quarterback, running the RPO, let him line up at tight end for 5 plays, let him line up at running back for 5 plays, let him line up as a wide receiver, for 5 plays. You're telling me if you don't have him line up 5 plays in each spot, he won't score at least once? Come on now. I appreciate that. You the man. Who the man? Who the man? You already know who. You the man, hey. Appreciate you, brother. All right, Chief O'Chief, anything that you want to be able to see? Anything else that you want to be able to see besides Taysom Hill? I mean, I'm just going down my Taysom Hill lineup here. I'm giving you Taysom, all the dope Taysoms that I got, baby. Got to do the color rush jersey too, right? Can't forget about that. Black, standard, white, practice, Days of Man. Woo! Color rush. Yeah, I'll get you some breakfast food, Chief O'Chief. Yeah, some people don't realize, Taysom was a quarterback in college. But again, it's either you know ball or you don't. Hello. All right, let's get some breakfast food going. We'll go for probably another 13 minutes. Yeah, this game went a lot longer than expected. I mean, shit, we're already almost at 4 hours. I mean, normally the games are over within like 3 hours and 30 minutes, but yeah, no one predicted the Broncos being 8-5 with a limited offense. Fantastic job by Bo Nix, as well as the Denver Bronco defense coming up big. Exactly. Well, I gotta go, take Paisley on a long 45-minute walk, and I gotta also eat dinner as well. I haven't ate anything, so I'm gonna try to pump out as many photos as possible, and then I gotta take care of business, because this stream went about 30 minutes longer than expected. So, and obviously we'll see what we end up doing on tomorrow or Wednesday. I might take tomorrow off, and I might do Auburn and Duke for college hoops on Wednesday, and then on Thursday we're doing Packers Lions. But if I do stream tomorrow, you will know on socials. Cinnamon roll pancakes. What you know about that? No worry, bro. Appreciate you. Gotta get that cinnamon with the frosting, baby. And we got waffle s'mores. All kinds of crazy concoctions, baby. like cinnamon rolls. You gotta make sure you got the ooey gooey, baby. The ooey gooey. What you know about the ooey gooey? Let's do with the crepes. They're damn good if you've never had them. Oh my. I need all this, baby. Go Ducks. Go Ducks. Go Ducks. Go Ducks. Go Ducks. Best coach in college football. Boom. There you go. All right, ladies and gents, I appreciate every single one of you. You guys are the best. Let's go through the photos one last time so we can soak in some of this delicious goodness that you can see on the screen. I'll let you know if I end up streaming tomorrow. If not, again, I'll check social media, on what we decide to do on the YouTube channel post, Instagram or Twitter/X. And again, I may stream tomorrow. I may take it off tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe I'll do Auburn and Duke. It's a high-ranked matchup for college hoops on Wednesday, possibly. And then obviously Thursday's Packers-Lions, so be here. It's going to be great. Could end up being a fantastic game, just like this Browns-Broncos game. Get you some of that. Let's go. Well, I appreciate every single one of y'all. I love you. Appreciate you. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Final score, Broncos 41, Browns 32. And I'm out. Okay.